I really hope we can stay friends.
After two people break up, the whole let's stay friends thing is a little naive and kind of insulting, to be honest.
I'm glad you made it out.
I am too. Our schedules haven't made it easy.
You should think about getting married. If you want to.
Yeah, I do. Look at you.
Light milk, light sugar.
You're scoring points left and right here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I spent the night.
Yeah,
And from what I can tell, neither of us is freaking out.
not at all.
You take honey in your coffee?
Nope.
No,
Yeah,
we can't.
sure we can.
We're gonna be late.
Just a little bit.
John, you can't just walk in here and pour honey on me, then lick it off and get me all excited and then make love to me all over again.
Keep talking.
You can't just do that, John.
Damn.
You can't just...
Turn over. Turn over.
John, we can't.
Yes, we can.
Morning. Hey, DOA's the owner, Korean. Robbery? Money's still in the register.
Witnesses?
Nothing yet.
Call you later, Doc.
Blood trail coming from behind the counter.
Close range.
We're pulling the security video, see if it caught anything.
VCR wasn't plugged in. Perfect.
Still got his wallet on him. Maybe this was a beef.
Yeah, or he wouldn't open the till.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning, Rita.
Save it, okay?
How much more of this bullshit am I gonna have to take?
You were expecting?
Well, a little civility, maybe.
So, not a lot of female interaction growing up in that bubble.
It's been a month.
Okay. So, back to the dead guy here?
Yeah. Sorry.
Nothing on the canvas.
Two 5 grocer homicide last night. The same MO. Guy in a mask, no robbery.
Korean grocer?
Pakistani. There's no witnesses, but their security cameras showed the perp touching a freezer case on his way out. The crime scene got a good lift.
Came back to Terry Parkhurst. Took a caller for public intox 2 years ago. He's clean past that.
Got an address on Parkhurst?
5th and D. John, miss any calls?
No calls, detective.
I'm gonna try to stay cool, Greg.
Yeah, I'm fine.
He's on the list for the 2nd grade. The announcement's out today.
I've been on a list 5 times before, so it's no big deal. That said, I'd prefer not to jinx it.
Snatch up this Parkhurst?
I'll meet you downstairs.
Detective McDowell? Judge Eileen Walden?
Can you tell her to hold on one sec?
This your friend, the judge?
Yeah, everything else is on hold. The food, cake. I'm just waiting to see if she's available, so.
You sure this is what you want? You plan this awful fast, and it's gonna be real small. Doesn't have to be.
Oh, I don't want big. I don't want Vegas, but small, at home, with friends. Yeah.
Then let's do it.
Oh, I don't know if she's available yet.
Answer the call and find out.
But this is what you want, right?
Look, if the wedding's in a church or a shoebox, it don't matter to me. I just want the marriage part.
Andy, you got a minute?
Yeah.
Eileen, hey. How have you been?
What's up?
Just got off with Deputy Commissioner Mueller. No detectives working in the same squad.
I know the policy. He was supposed to find a way around it.
Mueller took it as far as a commissioner. Request denied. Whatever you two decide transfer-wise, I'll understand.
What if we decide to just go forward?
If I knew about it, I'd have to kick it upstairs.
But what you don't know can't hurt you, right?
Andy, you're not gonna get a problem from me. But if it gets out of this command, one of you has to go. Sorry.
Thanks for trying. You want me to help you break the door now?
I can hear you in there. Open up.
Sorry, I don't move so fast.
We're looking for Terry Parkhurst.
He's not here.
You mind if we check?
Butler will take your coat.
Who are you?
I'm Mike Parkhurst, Terry's brother. Who are you?
Detectives Clark and Sipowicz. Where's Terry now?
Why?
We want to talk to him. When do you expect him back?
Not soon. What'd he do?
You know where he might have gone?
It takes long drives that I don't go on, so no. Now, what did he do? Well, you get the hell out of here.
Somebody saw him near a crime scene. We want to know if he got a look at the perp.
So you generally barge in on potential witnesses? I don't think I'd buy that. Could you hand me that towel?
Your brother been having financial trouble?
Terry wouldn't do a robbery. He's quiet, he reads. Not your guy.
Why you sweating, Mike? Something bothering you?
An on-rushing urinary tract infection. It's one of the joys of my little deal here. Thanks for your concern.
You need medication?
I got some.
You in the service?
Army.
What unit?
101st Airborne. Served in the Gulf.
That will put you in the chair?
Landmine. This is fun, but I don't know where Terry is. I don't know when he's gonna be back. But I do know that you were looking for the wrong guy.
Can you account for him this morning?
He was with me from early last night till about 20 minutes ago.
Still, tell him to call us when he gets in.
Right.
The OA's son said they were being shook down by some thug in their neighborhood. Supposedly hooked up with some Asian gang. Jimmy Kim.
We'll go grab him up.
Got it?
Yeah, second grade, baby. I'm off the teletype. Yeah.
Oh, Greg.
Yeah, get promoted Friday.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Hey, at this rate, I'll make first grade when I'm 90.
Don't downplay it, meta boy. You know, this is a big deal. You should be really proud.
Thanks. You know, actually, I was thinking last night, regardless of whether I got the promotion, and I started taking stock of my time on the job and how much it's meant to me, and I'll tell you, the words really started flowing. So I wrote it down. If you don't mind, I'd like to read it to you.
How long is this thing?
Andy, go ahead, Greg.
Men and women of valor are we, defending peace as best we can. And though it may not be plain for everyone to see, we're the luckiest sons of bitches in the land. For when evil rides in on his dark horse.
That's beautiful, Detective.
It really is, Greg.
I'm gonna hang it by my desk, and you can finish reading it when you want it.
Anyways,
Read it. You got a second?
Sure.
1 minute. Come on. You're acting like I left you, with 4 hungry children and a crop in the field.
How long you been saving up that line?
Am I missing out on something here? Did we not date for a while and it was fun and then it faded out and we called it off?
I'm glad to hear it meant that much to you.
It did. But we've moved on, right?
That's right.
Okay, then why am I constantly having to worry if Rita is in a mood?
Oh my God. Could you be any more condescending?
Well, it's true. And then again today with these looks and comments.
I wouldn't have my new boyfriend drop me off in front of a crime scene when I knew you'd be there.
I had to drop me off a block away out of respect for you.
Oh, you're so respectful.
Okay. Well, next time I'll have her drop me off 6 blocks away from the crime scene and I'll wear a trench coat and Groucho glasses. Will that make you feel better?
Sometimes you can be a real asshole.
Oh.
Jin Young Kim, 19 years old. Have a seat.
I go by Jimmy, sir.
Suspect in a series of home invasions, suspect in extorting local businesses.
Ran with the wrong crowd for a little while. Turned my life around, though. I go to SUNY now, 4.0.
Yeah, these charges look pretty recent to me. Unless you're calling these cops and detectives liars.
I've changed my life, sir.
You know Jun Ho Shin? Owns a bodega on 7th and C. He got killed today.
I know the bodega. Don't know him.
Well, we got on good authority that you were trying to shake him down for protection money.
No, not me.
Can you account for your day?
Mostly at school. Check with my teachers.
If something went bad with the owner of that store, you need to level with us now.
I'm telling you, I didn't do this.
why do you victimize your own people, Jimmy, huh? Because you know they won't go to the police?
No.
Or is it because you've been treated bad by the round eye out here, so you'll go after who you think is lower than you?
No.
Or because they embarrass you with their accents? Are you afraid that somebody might confuse you with them? Or do you just think that it's not a crime if it's your own people?
I didn't do it. I'm a full-time student getting straight A's.
Take your straight A's and shove them up your ass.
Just telling you who I am, sir.
And don't call me sir, you phony little prick.
I was with the wrong
If you
crowd.
deny it one more time, you're gonna get hit.
Whatever the reason, Jimmy, you need to know something. It rubs me the wrong way. And now you are going to force your own people to start keeping guns behind the counter, just like the Dominicans had to end up doing. And one day you're going to get your brains blown out, or you're going to get ID'd, or you're going to leave a fingerprint somewhere, and look at me. I am going to be the guy that drags you out of your house in cuffs.
Or maybe you end up with nothing. Same thing you got now.
You won't make it to 21, Jimmy. I promise you.
Your day. Every minute of it.
Come on in.
How are you, Tony?
Great. You?
I tried to alert you a long time ago that this command was out of control, and now it's clear that my concerns have been realized. You got a serious problem on your hands.
Namely?
I've had my men sit on your squad. 10 times detectives have left early, 15 times detectives have come in late, 4 times detectives have taken 2-hour meals.
Don't tell me they wore white socks while they ate.
And Detective Sipowitz's chumminess with local drug dealers?
That's called keeping your ear to the ground.
So they're informants?
Yeah.
Registered informants?
If they weren't, he must have been trying to turn them out.
You also had a detective who moonlighted as a bouncer at a club that serves alcohol. I'm not messing around this time, Tony, so you might want to lose the stupid grin.
This has nothing to do with how I run my squad. This is a personal vendetta.
If it were only that easy for you.
I'm calling the chief of detectives, and I'm letting him know it's obvious you're out to get me and Detective Sipowicz.
You want to cut to the chase and call the chief of D's? Fine. I'll present my case backed up with factual evidence of negligence and dereliction, and you can stomp your feet and cry about how you're getting picked on.
I grew up in Washington Heights, Captain. I could take anything you throw at me, plus.
By 5 o'clock, I want all your sign in and out books, roll calls, and movement logs since you assume command.
I'm in the middle of a homicide investigation. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Whoa, what's this?
Don't know.
How long have you been in there?
A few minutes. Just barreled in.
It's too garbled.
Be obvious about it, Meadowboy.
My luck. I'm promoted 1 minute and in cuffs the next.
Whoa, he's coming out.
I'm gonna need access to your old case files, 4 specifically. My office will be in touch.
What are you talking about?
My office will be in touch, Sipwood. Stay available for interviews.
What the hell's up his ass now?
He's got a list of grievances. Extended meal periods, leaving early.
Which of my cases is he talking about?
Oh, what he laid out to me, it didn't have anything to do with old cases.
You say anything about free dry cleaning?
Not specifically. Meantime, DOA?
The Korean kid didn't go for it. Decent alibi. Keep an eye on him.
The lady who lives across the street from the second crime scene, she called in. She didn't see it go down, but she saw a black Monte Carlo screeching off. I checked with the DMV. Terry Parkhurst owns a black Monte Carlo.
So we got him tied to both murder scenes? You got a line on him?
I called this place 5 times, no answer.
Set up on it. Cover the whole area. Use a team from anti-crime if you need to. This is our guy.
What's up?
Boss gave me some news earlier. I've been mulling it over.
About this? Fraker?
From employee relations, but Fraker nosing around may have an impact.
They denied our request.
And I was all for saying to hell with it until Fraker shows.
Well, we could put it off till we find out what he's after.
I can't stand the idea of that weasel dictating my life plans.
Then we go ahead with it and one of us transfers.
That's an option.
And since you've been here much longer than me,
No.
Andy, it's all right.
The other option is just doing it and keeping a trap shut, see what happens.
Well, I don't like going behind the boss's back.
No, he already said if any heat comes down, it won't come from him.
So we keep it quiet.
Good. Unit 2, be advised. Negative response to subject's apartment.
10-4, Unit 1.
Got plans after work?
You asking me out? No plans.
We'd like you to come over to the apartment for a little something. Ceremony. Wedding.
You're kidding. It's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be small, just the squad and a few friends.
Oh, so this is a real deal.
This is it. Judge friend of Connie's is presiding.
I'll be there.
We gotta keep it under wraps on account of the job.
They could torture me, I won't crack. Seriously, congratulations. I'm really happy for you.
Thanks. It's gonna be a problem before it teases her?
Not for me.
But if she pushes your buttons, are you gonna rise to it or are you gonna let it slide?
I'll respect the occasion.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna throw you a wicked bachelor party.
Yeah.
Black Monte Carlo.
Unit 2, be advised, subject just entered the block.
10-4, we got him.
Give me a chance to park the car.
Whoa, what the hell are they doing?
He made it. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch! We searched the area. He's gone. Anybody get injured?
No, just shook up. What happened?
anti-crime spookman.
Here, another bodega shooting Forsyth and Delancey. The guy went DOA.
Same MO?
That sounds like it.
Son of a bitch must have just been coming home from doing it. All right, have McDowell and Ortiz respond. You guys sit here and wait for this asshole's brother to show up.
Arab on the store.
Robbery?
Nope, same as the others.
Witness said the perp walked in, fired, walked out. Didn't take a thing.
Did you get a look at the guy?
No, perp wore a mask.
Like we need this.
Same guy? Fit the pattern?
Yeah.
What happened to the guy you were sitting on?
We lost him. He made us in the streets.
So now when I walk back to that chief and he asks why I went wrong, what do I tell him?
The guy wrecked 3 cars getting away. We're gonna mow down a bunch of pedestrians going after him?
What now?
I don't know. How'd you and Rita do on the campus?
Nothing. And I got word from Uniform that Terry Parker's car was found abandoned under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Great.
Our judge, Eileen, said her jury's deliberating, and they asked that the entire testimony for 3 witnesses be read back. She's not going to be out till midnight.
So, justice of the peace?
It's getting late.
Sorry to eavesdrop, but have you considered a friend becoming a minister online? The Universal Church of Tomorrow, or today, something like that, will ordain anyone online. It takes 15 minutes, costs $10.
And it's legal?
My friend does weddings, funerals, baptisms, all legal.
Great, let's do it. John, would you mind?
Mind what?
Getting certified and doing the ceremony? We're down to the wire here. We got a psycho on the loose.
I'm flattered. I'd be honored.
Great, get going.
I need to use Anti-Crime's computer to go online.
Anything after I left?
Yeah, the same MO and height weight description as the other 2 homicides. Bettaboy and Jones are sitting on Terry Parker's place, waiting for him or his brother, Mike.
We got anything to use on this Mike? Something to persuade him to help get his brother in?
Wounded Gulf War vet with no record. Not much to work with.
What else are we doing?
Terry's got no phone to dump for associates, and no one in the building knows him or where he hangs out. So we're gonna run his social security number and collect past employers.
Afternoon. Sip what's the clock?
Bartends.
Let's talk in there. Veteran or not, if it takes putting a thumb on his brother, do what you gotta. We need this guy in.
How come every time I come into the squad, I feel like it's me back on my heels?
Because you got a bad guy above you. Fraker. What's his problem now?
What are you talking about?
Say he's been watching my guys, found a laundry list of infractions, and are prepared for a full-scale investigation.
You said this was something ongoing, this investigation?
Ongoing for weeks.
There's no recent investigation of this squad, at least that I ever heard of.
And what is this?
Fraker's been having a tough time lately. Apparently he was having an affair with a subordinate, and last week he got found out.
He's up on charges?
The subordinate's coming in to meet with our inspector at 3, her and a lawyer, to discuss a sexual harassment suit. But as far as the department coming down on him, nothing official, yet.
Or maybe not at all?
He was supposed to make deputy inspector this Friday, but he got passed over.
What's got him coming here?
He was on a fast track before he tangled with this squad. Maybe, he's taking a last shot to break your balls before he's sent packing.
Yeah, well, I don't gotta stand for some IAB asshole breaking my balls freelance.
If he comes in again, you give me a call.
I will.
So you haven't spoken with your brother all day, Mike?
Not since he left this morning.
Well, you told the other detectives you were with your brother all night. You still behind that?
Because him being with you during the time of these murders is getting more and more implausible.
Yeah? What's the truth?
Put the groceries on the table.
and don't take nothing.
Mike, we understand you want to cover for your brother, but we're at a point now where it's not helping him.
Oh, as opposed to putting him in jail?
You need to understand. Time in jail and the quality of that time depends on the reason behind these killings. If he could explain why he did it, he could help himself out.
Yeah, like white Koreans and Arabs. They got something to do with what happened to you?
Terry didn't do anything.
You've been living together since you got back from the war?
Yeah.
He sees the difficulty that you suffer. Maybe you got some bitterness toward Arabs that you haven't been afraid to express.
He just took all this and went on a killing spree.
Call it a misguided attempt to square up what happened to you.
If that's the case, that's something the judge needs to hear.
You think I'm stupid?
You understand, if you don't help us find your brother, we'll have to find him ourselves and maybe have to kill him in the process.
He was with me.
Okay. How long do you think you could survive without your veterans' benefits?
You can't stop my benefits.
Yeah? But we can hold them up. 5, 6 months. That and your Social Security.
You guys are sick. I served my country.
We got 3 people murdered. We need your brother.
Well, I honestly, I don't know where he is.
You know some of the places he hangs out?
Maybe a few. I'll give you the addresses.
No, you come with us to help us look for him.
Can I finish putting up my groceries?
Later, let's go.
Hey, Boy and Jones are driving around with Mike Parkhurst looking for Terry.
Good.
Hey, holding up at the wedding. Nervous?
Not at all. Maybe a jitter or two.
Well, you're marrying a good woman. What do you got to worry about?
When I stand in front of people and I'm the center of attention and it's a formal type occasion, I tend to sweat a lot.
Just wear an undershirt.
Situation like that, I could sweat through a down jacket. We'll see.
I'll be your corner man. I'll have a towel ready.
Bring the smelling salts, too, just in case.
Beat it. Alejandro Hernandez. 3 years ago, you pulled him out of his apartment without a scratch on him, and somehow between there and this squad, he ended up with a busted lip and 2 broken ribs.
Alejandro Hernandez, who raped his 6-year-old niece.
How did he get the injuries, Detective?
Slipped on a banana peel.
You abused him under color of authority, and I'm gonna get him to testify to that. Enjoy it while you can, because I'm gonna have your shield.
You want to bring up charges on me, you go ahead. I'll get my delegate, we'll do your little dance, but don't go follow me into the pisser and squawking like Chicken Little.
You think that's all I got? Try tampering with crime scenes and cohabitating with a fellow detective. Lose your voice, Sipowicz? I'm in this jackpot because of you, and you're going down with me.
What are you talking about?
You're gone. You're done.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I got that part. Greg, where are you guys now? The boss is asking.
Irvin's still up in Anticrime?
Pretty sure.
What's he doing up there?
Thanks.
Sorry. I didn't know that you saw me get dropped off. I was running late, so I caught a ride. If that hurt you, I apologize.
You can do what you want, John.
No, I don't want to make you feel bad, and I'm not being condescending. It's just that I still care about you, and I respect you, and... Hell, and we're friends, right? Weren't we friends? We should be able to work this out.
That's sweet. And I appreciate what you're saying. I'll figure it out.
Come on, honey. What are they doing?
Still driving him around, looking for Terry. Mike's using the bathroom right now.
Waste of time. Mike's not going to give up his brother.
You getting a sense for Terry's possible motive on this?
His brother was killing axis of evil types to avenge Mike getting paralyzed in Desert Storm.
This morning's DOA was from South Korea. What axis are they on?
Obviously, Terry's got to be a little nuts.
Oh, hold on. Who's who?
Mike's the brother in the wheelchair, Terry's the perp.
So Terry's out there doing his own ethnic cleansing because of what Mike went through.
I I guess Mike's rambling on a list of complaints about the Gulf War, having to jump into hot drop zones, dealing with the oil fires.
Oh, jumping into hot drop zones. He didn't say that.
Greg just said he did.
Greg, this guy say that he jumped into hot DZs during Desert Storm? You're sure? Bring his ass in here now. Now just do it. How many combat jumps you make in the Gulf War?
Not in the mood to tell war.
5, 10?
3.
3?
Yeah.
That's odd because there were no combat jumps in the Gulf War. What was your MOS?
Why are you being disrespectful to me?
MOS. Do you even know what it stands for?
I don't gotta take this.
Military Occupational Specialty. And if you were an infantryman, you would know that your military occupational specialty was 91 Bravo.
91 Bravo. Are you happy now?
It's 11 Bravo. Terry.
Now, the mugshot we were going off of, thinking it was your brother, but, you know, you draw in the beard, some of that long hair. That's you.
You got some balls.
Yeah? You got scuffed up shoes, Terry. Not enough time to get out of your Superman outfit after we chased you?
I served my country. I gave up my legs so that you could stand there and drink. What the hell's your problem?
People who lie about doing military service, for one.
Help me up.
Guys killing hard-working immigrants, that also gets to me.
Tell him to stop.
You want it to stop, stand up and walk away, huh? Or just lie there pretending to be helpless. And we'll see just how much those legs can feel. Get up. Get up. Get up! Well, they seem to be working fine now, you scumbag. What the hell's the matter with you?
If you ever took care of somebody that was sick, if you ever wiped somebody's ass, if you ever cleaned out open, weeping, bed sores, you ever tended to somebody for 24 hours a day and you listen to his anger about them, his bitterness about them, they're walking around, he can't.
Your brother.
I revered him since I was a kid, man. I looked up to him, and I felt my heart turn into a rock when he died.
You have something to do with him dying?
No, he had a infected urinary tract, infected kidneys, blood poison.
Did you dump his body so you could keep cashing his checks?
I took care of him for 10 years, and I deserved those checks, and I earned those checks.
So why'd you start killing people?
If it wasn't for them, he'd be walking around today. If it wasn't for them, I'd have a job. I'd have a woman, I'd have a life.
So killing those random people was supposed to even the score?
They killed him. They killed me. You understand?
Sit down.
Took longer than I thought, but we're good. I'm official.
Oh, that's great, John.
6:30?
Closer to 7.
See you then.
Okay.
See you guys later. Junior's still getting Parker's statement. That guy's a real talker.
He give you where he dumped his brother?
Yeah, parked near Saratoga. I notified state police they're on the way to the location.
Good. You heading out?
Anti-crime's gonna get Parker's essential booking.
Good work.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Good night, Reverend.
We thought inviting you might put you in a bad spot, department-wise.
It would. So, have a nice wedding.
Thank you.
I have to change. See you soon.
Okay.
Coming?
Right behind you.
Don't leave me hanging.
Come on in. What's this?
Transfer request.
Yours?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is totally out of the blue, Rita. I mean, why?
I just want to get back to Brooklyn, closer to home.
All of a sudden, the extra 20-minute drive's got to you?
I guess so.
Does it have anything to do with you and Clark?
No,
I can talk to him if it does.
it doesn't.
I respect you wanting to keep this private, but if I don't know what's bothering you about working here, I can't fix it.
There's nothing to fix. I'm just ready to transfer to another squad. I've really enjoyed my time working for you, but I need a change.
Will you give me the chance to try and talk you out of it?
My mind's made up, Lou.
I'll tell you what. Sleep on it at least. If you still want to transfer tomorrow, I'll sign it.
Okay. Thanks. Talk to you tomorrow. Hey, big night.
Yeah. Are you coming?
I've been going back and forth on it, and I don't know if I'd be completely comfortable. But
If you don't think you'd be comfortable, you don't have to come.
I don't want to make it about me. It's your night.
Oh, don't worry about that.
I just wouldn't want to take any attention away, because I know he and I don't exactly put off the most positive vibe when we're around each other. I'm sorry.
I know you're looking out for me, and I appreciate it.
It's been harder than I thought. I guess I was really, in love with him. More than I knew at the time.
Let's get some coffee.
No, you get out of here, okay? Have fun. Enjoy the night.
And you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Call me if you need to talk.
Okay.
What's in here?
Why?
Because I said so.
He's gone for the night, Captain.
Get him in here now, or do you want to get rung up on insubordination?
I try paging him.
You do that. You sure came on the job at the right time, Tony.
Did I?
Yeah, because you know what the word on you is.
I don't.
If you weren't a Puerto Rican, you wouldn't have been promoted past patrolman.
You've been drinking, Captain. That's obvious. So I'm gonna cut you some slack.
But you sure pulled a number on me, didn't you? Dropped that dime about me sleeping with a detective in my command? Or was it Sipowicz who ratted me out? One of you did.
I'll get somebody to take you home.
I don't have a home now, Tony. My wife found out about it today, along with everybody else. And my clothes are apparently on the front lawn.
Then get a hotel and sober up. If you do that, I'll keep this conversation between us.
Huh. You're gonna do me favors now, huh? Where's Sipowicz? I want him in here.
Captain Frank, either you leave or I make a phone call.
Oh, so it was you who ratted me out, wasn't it? Just like you did when I was in uniform and you were undercover.
I didn't then, I didn't now.
You're a dirty spick rat, Tony, and you're a disgrace to this job.
Okay, now your options are either you leave or you get your ass kicked.
You ratted me out.
What's it gonna be?
Bullet missed his heart and spine, but he's got a punctured lung.
Is he conscious?
No.
But he's hanging it?
Yeah, the vitals are stable for now. Doc says they keep going back and forth. How you holding up?
Okay.
You did real good. He's only alive because of you.
There's a lot of press out there.
Brass. I should head out and deal with it.
When you're ready.
Yeah. A little while.
The kids are okay?
Yeah, my friend Andrea's got them.
Was there anyone else invited? I could go and wait for them.
I think I got in touch with everyone. Look, if anybody shows up, though, why don't you let them know the wedding's on hold? Tell them why. Thanks, John.
So stable.
So far.
Drop that dime about me sleeping with a detective in my command? Or was it Sipowicz who ratted me out? One of you did.
Captain Fraker, either you leave or I make a phone call.
You're a dirty spick rat, Tony, and you're a disgrace to this job.
Okay, now your options are either you leave or you get your ass kicked.
You ratted me out.
What's it gonna be?
On May 20th, Patrick Fraker walked into the 15th precinct and fired a shot point blank into the chest of Lieutenant Tony Rodriguez. Those facts are undisputed. The only question is why. The evidence will establish the defendant was a man at the end of his rope. He had been passed over for a promotion, his affair with a subordinate had come to light, and his wife of 12 years had just sent him packing. The evidence will also establish the defendant blamed Lieutenant Rodriguez for everything that had gone wrong in his life. How do we know this? Because the defendant said so. So he got drunk and went looking to settle a score with a man he hated. And he settled it in brutal, violent fashion. No cop is above the law, and the swifter you find the defendant guilty as charged, the quicker you'll send that message.
The prosecutor just told you that Captain Fraker shot Tony Rodriguez. That's true. Now here's what she didn't tell you. She didn't tell you that Captain Fraker is a highly decorated officer who spent 18 years putting away dirty cops. She didn't tell you that the 15th precinct is a hotbed of corruption. And she didn't tell you that on the day in question, Captain Fraker had announced IAB investigations that would have brought down Tony Rodriguez's command. The mayor, the DA, everybody wants you to hear a story about one bad cop instead of a precinct of bad cops. But the great thing about a trial is that the truth comes out. You'll hear how Tony Rodriguez went for his gun first in an effort to silence his loudest critic. And you'll conclude that the wrong man is on trial today. The only thing Captain Fraker is guilty of is doing his job. What he deserves is not a conviction, but a commendation. You want to send a message? Send that one.
What do we got? Alex Langford, one in the chest. His brother Freddie lives here too. Perp got him in the arm.
I just heard. Fraker's claiming self-defense?
A Hail Mary.
No matter what.
I'd have bet anything he'd have gone for temporary insanity.
He didn't. Go start a canvas.
Hey, can you a second?
Detective Sipowicz and Clark. Sorry about your brother.
Yeah. What happened?
I'm in my room, reading. Bell rings. I hear a guy yell, "Rotten hell," and then a gunshot.
How'd you get shot?
I ran out here right when the guy was about to run off. He looked at me, fired his gun.
You get a good look at his face?
He had a mask.
Just you and your brother here?
Yeah, I moved in 2 months ago.
Anyone have a beef with him?
I don't know. I can't even think right now.
He owe money? Maybe girlfriend problems?
I don't think so. There's this other thing, though.
What?
I'm a registered sex offender. falsely accused, but apparently that doesn't matter because I've been getting hassled since I got out of prison. I want you to know that up front in case this was somebody coming after me. I can barely think.
Like, what are we talking about, Freddie?
This was left under my door last night.
Freddie Langford on 4B is a convicted felon who rapes children. Any idea who sent this?
Probably one of the dads of the kids who accused me.
How many kids are we talking about?
2. I don't know if it's related to Alex getting killed, but...
How is he?
Focused, all business.
What do we got?
Nothing past what the brother gave us. Neighbors heard shots, didn't see anything.
DOA got a sheet?
Oh, he's clean. I called his work. He was a machinist in Brooklyn. Filed assault charges a few years back against a coworker, Brad Riggs. He's coming in.
All right, we'll take him.
What's this I hear on the DOA's brother, Freddie, sex offender?
Yeah, he claims he was railroaded. Regardless, he thinks somebody from his past might have been gunning for him.
He did 8 years. Got out 18 months ago. Both of his victims were preteen males where he taught school.
How old are they now?
Late teens.
So the shooter maybe killed Freddie's brother by mistake.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk to him about. Radio car's bringing him in from Bellevue now.
I need to get down to court. Testifying this morning.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Squad. Detective, Freddie Langford's on his way up.
Hey, if Freddie gives us anything on Brad Riggs, we'll give you a heads up.
Yeah, good.
No, Brad Riggs? Freddie, do you know a Brad Riggs?
Sorry, they gave me some pain pills. Yeah, that's someone my brother used to work with. They didn't get along too good.
Why not?
Workplace stuff?
Nothing about you?
Maybe. Alex wouldn't have told me if it was.
Because this Riggs busted up your brother pretty good.
I didn't know that. Alex was pretty protective of me.
All right, let's get back to this morning. Rot in hell. Why'd you think that was meant for you?
I'm saying it could have been.
You recognize the voice?
No, but I recognize the tone, the anger. They all have it.
Well, who's they? Let's start getting specific.
The fathers of the kids who accused me.
Well, who left the flyer under your door last night?
Probably Ray Willentz. He's been harassing me since I got out.
More than the flyer?
Flyers, letters. He's led pickets outside the places I lived until I was evicted. He won't leave me alone.
If this Willentz is that obsessed with you, how does he shoot your brother by mistake?
Me and my brother look alike? I don't know. Believe me, I hope it was this coworker you're talking about, because if whoever killed Alex was after me, I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
We're gonna need the names of the boys you molested.
I didn't molest anybody.
Fine. Write down the names anyway, along with anybody else who you think's got it out for you.
I volunteered my own time to tutor these kids. And when I busted them for stealing my CDs, they cook up these lies about molesting to keep from getting in trouble with their parents. And when the DA...
We're not here to retry your case, Freddie. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You want to tell me why I'm here now?
Sure, sit down. Alex Langford, that's what this is about.
Do I need a lawyer in here?
Why would you need a lawyer, Brad?
Because the last time I got mixed up with Alex Langford, it almost cost me my job and time in prison.
This is when you assaulted him at work.
There's no assault. Those charges were dismissed.
What happened?
Why am I here? Or I get a lawyer.
Alex got attacked this morning.
And he said I did it?
No, he doesn't know. We're having friendly conversations with people he had beefs with. Now, if they want to make it unfriendly, we'll be happy to take it to the next level.
Why did you assault him 3 months ago?
Look, like I told the DA back when, I work the lathe on Tuesdays, he works the bandsaw. We had a misunderstanding about the schedule.
Broken nose, busted lip, all because of a schedule mix-up?
Pretty much. That's the last time I touched the guy.
And this argument had nothing to do with Alex's brother.
You know, since we're talking man to man here, I don't like child molesters, right? I got 2 kids at home. I made that known to Alex. He said what he said, and I guess I factored that into the scheduling conflict.
And that's the only time the two of you mixed it up?
Absolutely.
We're not gonna hear different from co-workers.
I don't like the guy, okay? His brother's a scumbag pedophile. Now, if you think I don't have a right to be disgusted by that, too bad.
You didn't answer my question.
All right, maybe we had to get separated a couple of times on the floor, but nothing official.
Hey, you got a temper problem, Brad.
Now, what I got is 10 minutes left on my lunch hour. Now, I told you what the deal with Alex is. Now, he'll tell you the same if he's a half a man.
He's dead, Brad.
Huh. You cops, man, I knew it.
All right, your whereabouts this morning?
I punched the clock at 8 sharp. The time card will tell you.
Yeah. Anybody human to verify that?
I don't know and I don't care. I want a lawyer.
That's telling us to look at you extra hard.
Lawyer.
I was returning from the coffee room. Then I heard the shot.
What did you see?
Captain Fraker standing with his gun pointed at Lieutenant Rodriguez, who was on the ground. He was advancing toward the lieutenant in a threatening manner, so I discharged my weapon.
What did you do next?
I entered the office and took Captain Fraker's gun. Then I began administering first aid to Lieutenant Rodriguez.
Did you handcuff the defendant?
I would have, but there was no need. He was clearly incapacitated.
And did you say anything to him?
Yes, I said, "What did you do?"
Did the defendant respond?
He said he wasn't sorry, that Rodriguez got what he deserved.
Nothing further.
Your witness, Mr. Sinclair.
Detective, did you question Captain Fraker before or after anyone else entered the office?
Before.
To your knowledge, did he say anything with other people present?
Not that I know of.
So he has a habit of blurting out things only when you two are alone.
Objection.
Sustained.
Detective, you testified you heard the gunshot. Did you see the shooting?
No.
So you couldn't say if Lieutenant Rodriguez reached for his gun first, could you?
That's ridiculous.
Would the court please instruct the witness to answer the question?
Detective?
No, I couldn't. But I...
Thank you. You also say that you discharged your weapon because Captain Fraker was advancing toward Lieutenant Rodriguez in a threatening manner, right?
Yes.
What constitutes a threatening manner?
His gun was drawn. He was pointing it at Lieutenant Rodriguez.
And you assumed what about Captain Fraker's intentions?
That he was preparing to shoot Lieutenant Rodriguez again.
But since Lieutenant Rodriguez went for his gun first...
Objection. Assuming facts that are not in evidence.
Sustained. Counsel, please don't argue your case through this witness.
Certainly, Your Honor. We'll hear from Captain Fraker soon enough to set the record straight. So, Detective, if Lieutenant Rodriguez reached for his gun first, based on your training, wouldn't Captain Fraker advancing toward Lieutenant Rodriguez with gun drawn be prudent?
There's no way that happened.
Detective, I'm asking you a yes or no question.
In a fictional scenario like that, sure.
So when you testified earlier, the Captain Fraker said Lieutenant Rodriguez got what he deserved. You don't know what that was in reference to, do you?
That he shot someone he hated.
Did Captain Fraker say that, or is that an assumption on your part?
He didn't say those exact words, but...
Detective, did you witness what transpired between Captain Fraker and Lieutenant Rodriguez prior to hearing the gunshot?
No.
You just shot first and asked questions later.
Objection.
Withdrawn. Nothing further.
Redirect, Your Honor. Detective, when you came upon the scene, was Lieutenant Rodriguez's gun holstered or unholstered?
Holstered.
Thank you. No further questions, Detective.
The witness may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hey, John.
How'd it go, Detective?
Hard to say.
I read an article regarding jury behavior, and apparently nonverbal cues like folded arms or the clenching of the jaw can give you a possible indication of what they think of the testimony.
Eventually, they actually do it verbally, indicating exactly what they think. And that's the only part that matters.
Of course.
Everything okay?
Sure.
So, where we at?
We checked up on the DOA's co-worker, Brad Riggs, but he lawyered up.
Yeah. Time clock says he was in at 8, but nobody can verify. We're still looking into him.
You found any of the victims the brother gave you?
One of the dads, Ray Willentz, works at the Fulton Fish Market.
We're gonna head down there and talk to him.
What about the other kid?
Mickey Economides is still in the area, shuttling between foster homes. His current foster mom paged him for us, so he's on his way in. Rita and I will take him.
Rita, you got a second?
Sure.
So no surprises?
I said what happened. Fraker's guy tried to twist it.
You were late on the scene. I went for my gun first.
Yeah. Jury won't buy it.
So it took a few days, but I finally got caught up in my paperwork, and I found the transfer request you gave me before this whole thing went down.
Issues I may have had back then, they're behind me.
So are you staying?
I'd like to, yeah. Thanks.
That's the least I can do for the girl who saved my life.
This is all gonna work out, Lieutenant.
You got business.
Oh, and it's pronounced Economides. Yeah, I know. He don't look Greek. Well, my first foster folks were. Hey, it could be worse. I once lived with the Berkelbacks. Mickey Berkelback. No thanks.
So you've been in the circuit since you were a baby?
I make the best of it, you know?
Mickey, we've got to ask you something, and it may not be easy to talk about.
Okay.
When did you last see Freddie Langford?
Ooh, I guess at the trial? Yeah. Why?
Well, Langford was assaulted. And part of what we have to do for our job is talk to people who didn't like him.
So I didn't do anything to him. And he didn't really do anything to me. It was more the DA that kind of lumped me in with that other kid, because all Mr. Langford did was just show me some pictures and touch himself.
Well, we read the file, and that's not what you said back then.
I'm telling you, they made it look like more happened to me than what really did, because I'm no fag.
Where were you this morning?
At school.
Well, we checked school, and you didn't show.
I was more just hanging out instead of going to class.
Can anyone verify that you were hanging out?
Yeah, I mean, guys don't really know me there because, you know, I've only been at school for a couple of weeks, but they'd recognize me. I mean, someone to recognize me.
So we're going to be able to find someone who will tell us that you were there at 8 a.m. That's all we need.
I don't know what time I got there. I mean, I don't have a watch.
Mickey, all we need to know is where you were this morning.
Walking around, okay? Anywhere but that stupid school and that stupid retard class they put me in.
Put yourself in our shoes, Mickey. Imagine what that sounds like.
I don't care what it sounds like. It's the truth. And besides, why would I want to hurt Mr. Langford? I'm over it.
What happened at your last foster home, Mickey?
Me and the Chryslands just didn't get along. They were too strict.
Well, the report says you were kicked out for touching your 7-year-old foster brother.
No one's blaming you. You're acting out. That's on Langford.
Being angry, that don't mean I'd hurt him.
Either tell us where you were so we can prove you're not involved, or talk to us if you had something to do with it. We will help you out, no matter what.
I was at an arcade on 23rd and 1st.
Why lie about it?
My counselor says I'm not supposed to go to places where little kids are. But all I was doing was playing games. Look, I swear.
All right. We'll check it out.
And did you have occasion to treat Captain Fraker that afternoon?
Yes. He was brought into the ER with a gunshot wound to his spine at about 6:15. I stabilized him and he was sent to neurosurgery.
Did you draw his blood?
I did. Per procedure, the sample was sent to our lab for analysis.
And what were the results of that analysis?
Mr. Fraker's blood alcohol content registered 0.25.
And in your expert medical opinion, would that BAC be sufficient to impair the motor skills of a man of the defendant's height and weight?
Absolutely.
So the speed at which one could, for example, reach for a gun, would that be impacted?
Hand-eye coordination would be substantially diminished.
So in your opinion, if a man as intoxicated as Captain Fraker saw a sober man draw his own gun, would Captain Fraker be able to outdraw the sober man?
Objection, speculation. This is a medical witness, not a cowgirl.
Sustained.
Dr. Devlin, during the course of your treatment of the defendant, did he say anything to you?
He said, "I hope the bastard's dead." He kept repeating that.
Thank you.
Dr. Devlin, were you present during the original altercation in the squad room between Captain Fraker and Lieutenant Rodriguez?
No.
So you don't know when Captain Fraker said, "I hope the bastard's dead," what or who or any of the circumstances that was in regard to?
No, but I took...
Thank you. Dr. Devlin, who are you dating?
Objection.
Goes to bias.
The witness can answer.
John Clark?
I'm sorry?
John Clark.
A detective in the 15th precinct, right?
Yes,
And were you dating Detective Clark during this incident?
I was.
Nothing further.
Redirect, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Dr. Devlin, have you discussed your testimony at all with Detective Clark?
No.
And has Detective Clark influenced your testimony in any way?
No.
Thank you, Doctor.
Ray. What's up? Detective Sipowicz and Clark, we need to talk to you about Freddie Langford.
What about him?
You been in contact with him?
No. Ray, we're talking about the letters you've sent, leading pickets, handing these out in his neighborhood.
Last I heard, that wasn't a crime. Unlike what he did.
Where were you at 9 this morning?
Why? Someone took a shot at Langford.
He dead?
No.
That's too bad.
Now, see, Ray, talk like that don't help us eliminate you as a suspect.
So that's why you're here? Because I didn't kill that cockroach.
Okay. So all we need is somebody to vouch that you were here around 9 and we can be done.
My first shift ends at 8. And I'm back here 3 hours later. I spend it in Tompkins Square Park, reading the Post, walking around. Same as every other day.
Can anyone confirm that?
The pigeons.
Now, see, Ray, we're trying to do this respectful because we know you've been through a lot with this guy.
Adam was 9. 9.
Hey, Ray, we're not here to agitate you. We're here to cross you off the list.
Unless something happened this morning, in which case we can work it out. And you got nothing but sympathy from us.
50 grand on therapy for my boy. I sold my contracting business to hire lawyers to sue Langford. Come to find he's broke. The wife split. It's already been worked out. I buy my paper and coffee at a bodega on the corner of 7th and A. Asked him. I'm going back to work. You tell Freddie Langford, I wish you would have went through his brain.
Why don't you have a seat here, Adam? This isn't going to be an easy conversation. Something came up and we need to ask you about it.
Okay.
Specifically, it's about Freddie Langford.
Okay.
You seen him recently?
No. What's going on here?
Someone hurt him.
And you think it was me?
Talking to a lot of people.
Where were you this morning?
Touring NYU with my mom. Last week was Brown, next week's Cornell. I haven't seen that guy in 8 years. Not since the trial.
We know this is difficult, and we're not looking to dredge stuff up. The sooner you answer our questions, the sooner you're out of here.
I didn't do anything.
All right. Have you been in touch with him?
He's been in touch. He started sending me letters a few months ago, out of the blue.
What do they say?
Well, I only read the first one, but he was asking if we could put the past behind us. If I could get my dad to leave him alone, but he still won't admit what he did. He still won't apologize.
Did your dad find out about these letters?
By accident. My dad came by to pick me up, and my mom left the mail on the kitchen table.
What was his reaction?
He didn't threaten him, if that's what you mean. Okay, he got a little angry, which you can understand, and then he calmed down.
You know where your dad was this morning?
Work? I don't know. I live with my mom. My dad would never hurt anyone.
So you were aware he's been hounding Langford?
I don't think that keeping other kids safe is necessarily a wrong thing.
Adam, if your dad did something and you have some information...
Look, I have been through a lot. Meds, therapy 3 times a week.
Looks like you got past it. Did your dad?
I'm an only son. He blamed himself for not keeping a closer watch.
And you don't think he could have hurt Langford?
I didn't do anything, and neither did my dad. That guy ruined our lives. Can't you please just leave us alone?
Yeah. As soon as we eliminate you as a suspect, okay? It'll help if you write down who you and your mom spoke to this morning at NYU.
Whatever you guys need. Nothing about that guy means anything to me now.
Anything from the kid?
Well, I'll check his alibi, but he seems solid. Or he did before we brought up Freddie Langford's name.
Rubbing salt in these people's wounds has been a real highlight today.
So Freddie was bullshitting when he was claiming he didn't molest his kids?
A jury put him away.
Mickey Economides, the other kid Freddie molested, he checked out.
So he was at the arcade where he wasn't supposed to be?
Yeah, and I got his counselor hit.
When you talked to Freddie earlier, did he mention why his brother called Freddie's parole officer?
Didn't come up. Why?
Well, the Langford's phone dump just came back. Freddie's brother put in a call to the PO early this morning, half hour before the shooting. So I called the PO. He said Freddie's brother left a message saying he needed to talk to him. Nothing more.
Well, that didn't raise the PO up.
No, he'd heard from Freddie's brother before, so the call wasn't unusual.
Yeah, but the timing is. Get Freddie back in here now.
We're investigating this as aggressive as possible.
Thank you.
We're talking to a lot of people from your past, and it's very painful to them.
Oh, it's painful for me, too.
What we need to know, Freddie, what we need to be certain of, is that you're telling us everything.
I am.
So the letters to Adam Willens, that must have just slipped your mind.
I was trying to get his dad off my back for something I never did, and Adam knows that. I didn't tell you guys because it's a parole violation.
Okay, now keeping in mind what I just told you, what else have you left out, for whatever reason?
Nothing, I swear, just the letters to Adam. We used to be friends. I considered him a son.
Okay, we search your place. We gonna find anything else that would violate your parole?
No, hell no.
Because your brother called your parole officer this morning a half hour before he got shot.
Yes?
Why didn't you tell us that?
Because it had nothing to do with it. I realize you have a certain opinion of me, like everybody else, but you're letting it get in the way of finding who killed my brother.
Do us a favor, don't tell us how to do our jobs.
I'm just saying you're wasting your time talking to me.
Explain the phone call to your PO.
I was feeling really down this morning because of the flyer Ray Willens left. I saw myself having to move again and re-registering. Alex said how proud he was of me for keeping it together. I said it'd be nice if my PO felt the same way. He offered to call and sing my praise a little.
So your brother wasn't calling to report something you did, something you shouldn't have been doing?
Like what?
Like writing to your victims, for one.
They weren't my victims. Alex didn't know about that.
Things just aren't coming together, Freddie. You got inconsistencies, omissions, a masked man only you saw.
To be honest, I expected a little bias here, which is why I brought my history up right away, hoping my honesty would get you past it.
What happened this morning, Freddie?
I told you, my brother was murdered. I was shot. I'm a victim here, whether you like it or not.
If it comes out that you are keeping anything else from us...
Can I please go arrange the burial of my brother now?
Good.
Explain the call to his parole officer?
Kinda.
Where's Freddie's file? There's this thing about going to see his grandmother every week.
Yeah, Freddie's been charging up bus tickets to Clifton, New Jersey on his credit card.
Yeah, but to see his grandmother, right?
That's what it says.
Can we confirm that?
The phone's been busy each time I've called.
It's worth a ride up there, because I don't trust this prick.
Sure.
Haywood will call when she needs you.
Yeah, I'm just checking the time. After this trial's over in the microscope's office, we can get back to normal.
We're fine.
I'm talking about certain, matrimonial plans.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right after this trial's over.
I just talked to a coworker of Ray Willens down at the fish market. Says 2 weeks ago, Ray asked him if he knew where to get a gun.
So did you guys prove I was at the park this morning, or do you have to, dust my boots for pigeon crap?
The bodega owner puts you there at 8:30.
Okay, so why am I here?
Shooting went down at 9.
So you don't believe me? Great. What's next?
You being honest and us helping you out.
I've been honest.
We know you found out about the letters Freddie sent to your son.
So?
So the hunch here is that you didn't take that sitting down.
How I felt is how I felt. And that's none of your damn business. As far as what I did when I saw those letters, nothing beyond what I can lawfully do to that guy. Same thing I've been doing.
Is that when you started looking to get a gun?
Who's saying that?
We are.
Did you get a gun, Ray?
If this guy twisted so that I end up in jail...
If we search your place, are we gonna find a gun?
Not the one that killed your guy. Go ahead and check it.
We will.
But you having one to begin with says to us that you might have had another.
If I was gonna kill that son of a bitch, I would have done it 8 years ago on the courthouse steps. At least then I'd be able to sleep through the night. I'd be able to look at my son in the eye.
Then why'd you get the gun?
Some days I kid myself. I'd get the balls to take him out. Some days I just want to take myself out. I just want this to end.
All right, now's the time to work it out if you had any involvement, right?
I tell you the truth. Now I'm done talking about him.
I remember this one time they cut out all these pictures for magazines and drew in the
Captions.
captions.
Mm-hmm.
And they had this one of this green tree frog with a worm hanging out of his mouth. And the caption was, needs salt. They were so cute.
Well, Alex is in a better place now, ma'am.
Amen.
So, Freddie comes to visit you once a week?
I remember this one time, it lasted 2 weeks. Freddie only wanted to speak in rhymes. And you know what word finally tripped him up? Orange.
So, Freddie comes to visit you once a week, is that right?
That's Freddie, when he went to Grand Canyon.
Ma'am, does Freddie come to visit you once a week?
He brings barley soup from 4th Street Deli.
So that's a yes. Every week for the last couple of months?
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time, ma'am. We'll just let ourselves out.
Freddie didn't do those things. The boys lied. The parents lied. The lawyers lied.
Is that what happened?
Someone was running for political office, and they didn't want to look soft on crime.
Well, thanks again, and take care of yourself, ma'am.
You know, you get so caught up on how he raped kids that you forget what a sweetheart Freddie was to his grandmother.
Yeah, a real good guy.
The baller. How we miss this?
Hey, you know what? I think we need to go ask Grandma for one of those pictures of Freddie on the mantle.
Yeah, go ahead, John. And no hanging upside down this time. You are not a bat.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Detective Jones, Medavoy.
Can I help you?
Yes, have you ever seen this guy hanging around here?
Oh, sure, that's Malcolm.
Malcolm?
Yeah, he's a groundskeeper. You know, breaks out the sandbox, cleans up. Is there a problem?
How often does he come by?
Every so often.
Groundskeeper, so he has a uniform?
Green coveralls, a cat, that sort of thing.
Does he interact with the kids much?
Oh, yeah, the kids love him. What's the problem? What's going on?
Oh, it's just a misunderstanding.
Is this something I should worry about?
No, not at all, but until we straighten this out, if he does come by again, just give us a call, okay?
Okay.
Thanks.
Sit. Here's what we know about you, Freddie. You molested those 2 boys 8 years ago.
I did not. Ow!
Then you lied about it, forcing those boys to take the stand and recount every detail. And then today you lied about what happened and dragged everybody through it again.
People were trying to get on with their lives. People you should have let get on with their lives.
You may not have told the truth ever in your life, Freddie, but you will in this room right now.
I swear to God, I have been telling the truth.
There's another lie right there. Malcolm.
It's not what you think.
Despite it all, Freddie, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to give you a Hey, you listening to me? I am going to give you a chance to be a man for once in your life to tell the truth. Or you lunge for Detective Clark's gun.
I wouldn't do that.
I'll say you did.
You'll put us in a life-threatening situation and we'll have to react. And when I tell you, it makes no difference to me which one you do, you believe it.
No! Wait! I want to know, where's the crime in impersonating a park official?
That's not what we're talking about.
No, it is! Oh, God. My stepfather molested me.
What happened this morning?
From when I was 5 till I was 10, so I mean...
Time to tell that part later, Freddie.
So I like being around children that age, to enjoy their innocence, something that was robbed from me, but I never touched any of them.
What happened this morning?
I've made every meeting with my PO. I take all the Depo-Provera. Cold sweats, hair falling out, but I take it.
Answer me! Answer me!
Alex saw the coveralls, and he called my parole officer. All I could think about was what would happen to me in prison again.
Where'd you get the gun?
People won't let me change. They won't let me move on. This is the only thing they'll let me be.
The gun, Freddie!
Alex kept one in his closet for protection. We were so angry. I barely remember pulling the trigger. Afterwards, I wanted to put one in my head, not my arm, but I couldn't.
Have you heard any other kids since you've been out?
No, I swear to God, no.
We talked to Adam and Mickey today. All these years they've had to deal with some people thinking they're liars. You're gonna fix that now, Freddie.
I'm sorry. Tell them I'm sorry.
And when did you first see Captain Fraker that day?
Just before lunch.
And what were the circumstances of that meeting?
He stormed out of the lieutenant's office and told me that he was going to need my old case files. Said I should stay available for interviews.
Meaning what?
IAB pulls your cases and says to gear up for interviews, it means you're under investigation.
And did you see the defendant later that afternoon?
Yes. I was in the bathroom. Captain Fraker followed me in, accused me of excessive force in a 3-year-old case, said he'd have my shield.
What was his demeanor like at the time, Detective?
Agitated, loud, generally behaving like a hothead.
Detective, when did you first meet the defendant?
A couple of years ago.
And what were the circumstances of that meeting?
He was investigating Lieutenant Rodriguez for supposedly failing to report a bribe attempt.
And did you speak with the defendant about that investigation?
Yes. I knew the charges had no basis, and I was concerned that Captain Fraker was persecuting the lieutenant for personal reasons. So we had a man-to-man talk.
And what was the substance of that talk?
I had received reliable information that Captain Fraker believed that Lieutenant Rodriguez reported him to IAB back when they were both in uniform. I told him the lieutenant never did that and that he was taking hostilities too far.
What did the defendant say?
He played dumb, but my feeling was that Fraker was a dirty cop on a mission, and he couldn't be reasoned with.
Objection, move to strike. Detective Sipowitz's feelings are irrelevant to the case.
Sustained.
Detective, what did you say to Captain Fraker?
I said if he didn't back off the lieutenant, I was going to tell his wife the truth about him sleeping with the subordinate.
And after that discussion, how would you describe the defendant's behavior toward the squad?
Same as before. Hostile, coming by all the time, investigating everyone for everything. Like bringing down the squad was his full-time job.
And to your knowledge, anything come of his investigations?
Nothing.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Detective. Is it fair to say you don't like Captain Fraker?
There's a lot of bosses I don't like.
That a yes, Detective?
Yes.
Fair to say you don't like IAB?
I got nothing against honest cops who do their job.
But as a general matter, you don't look forward to interactions with IAB.
No cop does.
In fact, you have a well-earned reputation for being an antagonist of IAB, right?
Objection.
Sustained. You've made your point, Mr. Sinclair. Move on.
You testified that earlier that day, Captain Fraker said he was investigating you, right?
Yes.
You're being investigated now?
No.
So Captain Fraker getting put away suits you just fine, right?
Objection.
Goes to bias.
Sustained. Move on.
Let's talk about your man-to-man conversation with Captain Fraker. Just so I don't misunderstand, Detective. Are you telling us that you threatened to expose Captain Fraker's affair with a subordinate if he didn't back off your CO?
I wouldn't call it a threat.
What would you call it?
We reached a mutual understanding that a trumped-up investigation was in no one's best interest.
Meaning you blackmailed him and he succumbed?
You can call it what you want. I put a stop to a phony investigation of a good cop, and I'd do it again.
So you have no problem committing a crime to get what you want?
Objection. Detective Sipowicz hasn't been charged or convicted of anything.
Sustained.
You make a habit of blackmailing superior officers or just the ones who are investigating your friends?
Objection.
Sustained.
He's a bad cop doing a bad thing.
You blackmailed a superior officer who had you under investigation, a man you admitted you don't like. And we're supposed to take your testimony at face value?
Your Honor.
He's a bad cop.
Enough, Mr.
He tried to murder my boss.
And you're getting your revenge now, aren't you?
This is the first day of trial, and I'm inclined to give counsel some leeway. But let me be clear. If I sustain an objection and you continue heading down the same path, you do so at your peril. Is that understood, Mr. Sinclair?
Yes, Your Honor. I have nothing further for this witness. Thank you, Detective.
The witness is excused.
Oh. If you were to ask me 10 years ago if Sinclair could have sunk any lower than the hairless rat he already was.
So, you're done. I got a sitter. Let's go get something to eat.
You're half waiting for his beady eyes to glow red and a scaly tail to whip out of his slacks.
You would have been disappointed if he was any different.
Right now, I'll bet he's in his office on one of them wheels and going round and round, gnawing on a food pellet.
Come on. I got reservations at Zancanelli's. Don't worry.
When it's my ass on the line, you know, I'll take what's coming, but when they go through me to hurt somebody else...
This is the first day of the trial. There's still a long way to go.
You got to me pretty good.
Andy, this doesn't hinge on you.
I hope not, because if it does, Rodriguez is sunk.
Let's eat. Go home. Just forget about stuff we got no control over.
You weren't here. I'd be in a bar right now. I swear to God.
I am here.
Testimony at face value?
Your Honor.
He's a bad cop.
Enough, Mr.
He tried to murder my boss.
And you're getting your revenge now, aren't you?
How'd you know him?
Her, if you don't mind. Melissa lived as a woman for 10 years.
This ain't no sensitivity seminar, Dan.
I've known Mel for going on 5 years now.
Melissa LeClaire apparently strangled. Real name's,
Carl Gustafson.
It's a squad.
Monica, how's it going?
You know him?
Yeah, she gave us a runaround on a Murphy game murder a while back.
So 5 minutes ago when I said, don't I know you from somewhere?
We were never introduced, sir. We saw each other from across the squad room, so technically we never did meet.
And technically, you're still a man, Dan, which means I can knock you around like one. You understand me? Go ahead, take this.
The truth, or we'll do this at the station house.
Thank you for saving me.
What happened?
I came by about 8:30 to return some CDs, and I saw Mel like that, so I called the cops.
How'd you get in?
A key. Mel had one to my place, too.
Melissa Prost, too?
Kinda, sorta.
Boyfriends, girlfriends?
Boyfriend, Josh McCain. He works at a gym on 14th and 2nd Avenue. They were having troubles, though.
What kind?
He's married, that kind.
Well, we're gonna need where you were before this, Monica.
She wanted to be a rockette.
Take a minute.
The doctor got attacked at Jefferson Memorial. We gotta respond.
We got this. Go ahead.
If it came down to it, would you really knock her around?
Yeah.
So, Sergeant Martins, the hands-on attention Captain Fraker was giving the 15th Squad was unusual.
In my experience, unheard of.
Did you see anything that would justify such intensive scrutiny of the 15th?
No.
Did any of the defendant's investigations into the 15th result in disciplinary action?
No. The allegations always came back unfounded.
Did the defendant ever say anything disparaging about Lieutenant Rodriguez in your presence?
Objection.
Overruled. The witness can answer.
He said the lieutenant was a backstabber and couldn't be trusted, and that someone like that had to be dirty.
You ever see any evidence to support such an allegation?
None.
And on the day Lieutenant Rodriguez was shot, did you have a conversation with the defendant?
The captain informed me his affair with a subordinate had been found out and that he had just been passed over for promotion to deputy inspector.
And did the defendant indicate that he blamed Lieutenant Rodriguez for any of that?
Yes, he said the lieutenant had screwed him for the last time.
Nothing further.
You say you saw nothing to justify intensive scrutiny of the 15th. Are you suggesting the captain conducted investigations that were without merit?
No, but they weren't what you call strong cases.
And isn't it true that the vast majority of IAB investigations result in no disciplinary action?
Most allegations are unsubstantiated.
So 5 investigations yielding nothing, that's not unusual, is it?
Not in and of itself.
That a no?
It's a no.
How long were you in internal affairs before the incident that resulted in our being here today?
8 years.
And during that time, did you ever receive supervisory pay?
No.
Isn't it a fact that 1 week after Captain Fraker's arrest, you received a pay bump to top lieutenant's pay?
Objection. Counsel's asking the jury to draw an improper inference.
I'll let you redirect, Miss Haywood. You can answer, Sergeant.
Yes, I received a pay bump.
Nothing further.
Sergeant, what explanation were you given for your pay hike?
Excellent performance reviews.
And did your superiors ever draw any connection, explicit or otherwise, between Captain Fraker's arrest and prosecution and your pay hike?
No.
Thank you.
Victim's Dr. Ted Orkin got mugged and stabbed in the hand by a black guy in a parking lot.
Any description of the perp?
Doc said his eyes were on the knife.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, is the doctor all right?
I'll live, but this is bad luck. The knife cut the branch of the median nerve to his thumb. I'll probably never operate again.
They gonna try to fix it?
We can't get an OR with a microscope until late this afternoon, so until then, he's all yours.
Yeah.
If I can put in a word for special attention on this.
He's a good guy?
And a good dog, good teacher.
All right. I'll call you later.
My partner, Detective Clark.
I was saying that I had just gotten out of my car when this person came up and demanded my wallet.
He was a teenager, older?
Honestly, all I could describe to you was the knife.
Start there.
Plain kitchen knife, black handle.
As far as handing over the wallet, did you cooperate with him right away?
I'm not much of a hero.
Did he seem drugged or agitated?
Just rushed, I guess.
Yeah, because if you cooperated, I'm wondering why he'd stab you.
Anybody got a grudge against you, Doc?
No, I don't think so. But after he pulled the cash out, I asked for my wallet back. I have ID cards and a memento for my wife. But when I held my hand out, he must have seen it as a threat, so he lunged at me. Not my brightest thinking. Again, I'm not much of a hero.
Could have been worse if you'd have tried to be.
I don't know. This could be a disaster.
All right, we'll give you a little time, see if you remember anything else.
Well, I told you I didn't see him.
Sometimes when people are reluctant to make an identification, it's because they were threatened by their attacker.
He said he'd kill me if I talked to police, but I really didn't get a look at his face.
Would you remember his voice if you heard it again?
Maybe. I don't know. I need some pain medication.
All right, we'll be in touch.
Okay, thanks.
Where we at?
We got the DOA's boyfriend at work. He's coming in.
What kind of work?
He owns a gym on 14th Street. Manages too.
You got a record?
Clean.
This Dr. Orkin's got some juice. He just got off with the mayor's office.
Did he operate on the mayor?
He took out the mayor's sister's gallbladder or something. Either way, where are we?
The doc didn't get much of a look at the perp.
You can ID the weapon, though. Kitchen knife with a black handle.
What about the cameras in the parking lot where the doctor was stabbed?
Under repair and not functioning.
Hospital security said that Nathan Dale filed a complaint against Dr. Alkin 2 weeks ago. Now, apparently there was a shouting match and Dale had to be restrained. Now, the guy we talked to said Dale was yelling threats. BCI said Dale did 3 years for robbery and he lives on Delancey.
Get him in. I'd love nothing better than to tell the mayor there's progress.
Word is, Martin stood up this morning in court.
What, you got a mole down there?
I got a friend who's a court officer. He says things seem to be going well for the prosecution. 2-to-1 odds, he said.
Better boy, don't handicap this trial.
How's it going, Josh McCain?
Detectives McDowell and Ortiz. Come on.
Not like you two need it, but if you want, I could get you some day passes to my gym.
Take a seat.
Thanks. Within 5 visits, people start to see improvements in terms of muscle tone, cardio, posture.
Nervous about something, Josh?
No. Why would I be?
It would explain your rambling on as soon as you walked in the door.
I'm just trying to be nice. If you'd rather keep things frosty, I could do that too.
Melissa LeClaire. You know her?
Yeah, she works out at my gym. Something happened to her?
You see her socially?
Sometimes. She's a transvestite. You guys hip to that?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. I mean, she hides it from a lot of people.
Is she your girlfriend?
I'm married. Okay? That's A. B, I don't go there. Period. Exclamation point.
Josh, we've been cops for a number of years now. We've seen and not passed judgment on much crazier things than some guy sleeping with a transvestite.
Whoa. Sleeping with. Let's toss this thing in reverse here, ladies.
What were you doing socially with Melissa then?
I didn't know she was a dude until we started hanging out in a group-type atmosphere. And after, I started to like her as a person. By then, did you ever see The Crying Game? Same damn thing.
So no relationship? No sleeping together?
Friendship. Hanging out together.
Where were you this morning?
I was at the gym, in my office, working out next week's schedule.
Who can confirm that?
Rick Tully. He works with me. We've been side by side all day. What happened to Melissa?
She's dead.
You know anybody who wanted to hurt her?
You know the life she led.
We're gonna need Rick Tully's information.
Want me to swallow them whole? All right, here. You try and chew them quiet. Wasn't a very nice thing to do. I'd like to be reimbursed my $1.75.
This is him.
Excuse me, you got a second? Hey! Stop running! Don't make me shoot you! Get your hands up! Hands up! Nathan Dale? No. One more time before you really piss me off. All right, yeah. Let's go. What for? Felony bullshit. Just move it. Where you been this morning, Nathan?
Church.
Preacher backed up.
I didn't see him, so...
So, no, he can't back that up. And not because he didn't see you, but because you weren't there. Ground rule, Nathan. No lying.
Who you calling liar?
You, Nathan Dale, who said no when we asked, is your name Nathan Dale?
All right, once more. Where were you this morning?
Slept till noon.
Alone?
Except for them two hoes.
I think you're breaking our no lying deal.
Alone, yeah.
You're still breaking our deal, Nathan. I think you were out this morning. Jefferson Memorial Hospital, maybe around 8 o'clock?
Nope.
Not in the parking lot.
Never been there.
We got a guy who can put you there.
Now, that's your life.
And we got your incident report with hospital security 2 weeks ago, meaning you have been there, and we can't trust a word you say.
All right, I was there with my aunt 2 weeks ago, but not since.
Why'd the guards drag you out?
My aunt was dying. 3 hours of chest pain. If I kept my mouth shut, she'd have died, come back, and died again before getting seen.
You lay blame for the weight on one particular doctor?
They making a beef on me? For what?
You go back to the hospital this morning and square it with that doctor?
I was in bed.
Because this is one you want to get ahead of, Nathan. The mayor's been calling on this. And the faster it closes, the better off you are.
The faster what closes? I was sleeping.
And you were in church, and you never been to Jefferson Memorial Hospital.
This morning, I was in my bed, sleeping. Got nothing more for you.
Well, Nathan, our opinion is that you're totally full of crap. So let's try this one again.
He is such a liar. The fact that Josh would even say that him and Melissa were platonic.
Before this turns into a ping pong match, Monica, what can you give us that would prove he's a liar?
Ask him about last Halloween when he tried to get me and Melissa into a threesome.
That's still your version. Is there anybody else who knew about Josh and Melissa's relationship?
Rick Tully, but I doubt he'd tell you the truth.
Rick Tully, who works with Josh at the gym?
Yeah. Thick as thieves, those two.
All right. We'll grab Rick up.
Thanks.
Rick's mom lives with him. She's elderly, feeble. You might be able to use that as leverage. Suggestion.
We got it handled, thanks.
And there's nothing else you're leaving out, right, Monica?
I swear to God.
Don't say that. That's when I know you're lying.
Just keep your phone on.
I will. And if I come back here Maybe you can tell Mr. Nosy over here to quit staring at me because I'm not the proper queer he thinks I should be.
Your shirt's inside out.
My friend died. It's been a very stressful day.
I understand.
What's up with Dale?
Claims he was home asleep this morning, but we've busted him about 15 lies since we grabbed him up. We'll go back at him in a bit.
Medical and Jones sent Dale's photo over to robbery squad. They say Dale matches the description on 4 robbery assaults they got. Perp used a knife in each one.
So, mine was the only chair open, I guess.
You live.
No, it smells like whore.
Should we bring the doctor in? Want to line up with Dale?
Nope. Doc's too shaky. If he blows the lineup, he blows the case. We get Dale to go, then bring Doc in for a confirmatory ID. Have a seat, Rick.
You know, Josh McCain?
Yeah, I work with him.
You seen him today?
Yeah, we were working all day at the gym, and we were just going over some schedules at the office.
Has Josh talked to you about him being here today? Or maybe what you should say if we talk to you?
No, I didn't even know he came in.
Do you know Melissa LeClaire?
Rings a bell. I think she works out at the gym.
You know anything about her and Josh rubbing elbows together after work?
You know, you seem like a decent guy, Rick. Obviously very loyal to Josh. But you know who tends not to be loyal? Transvestite hookers. Yeah, they've been lied to, ridiculed, smacked around. And as a result, they don't have allegiance to anybody. Least of all, married players like Josh who just want to keep them on the side.
I have no idea what you're talking about, my man.
What I'm telling you, Rick, is that we're going to find out what went down between Melissa and Josh today. So you better be telling the truth, my man.
I am.
Because if we find out you're not, all of Josh's problems roll on to you.
Look, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but seriously? Am I in the right room? Because this doesn't make any sense to me.
I hope that's the case, Rick.
Your mom lives with you, right?
Why are you bringing that up?
If we catch you lying, who else is going to take care of your mom when you're trying to get out of jail, trying to come up with money for lawyers' fees, trying to pay your fines, trying to save your job? They will swing by and wheel her into a van, Rick.
You got 5 seconds, Rick. Then you're officially on the hook. 1, 2, 3.
Josh came in late today.
And he told you to lie and say he was there the whole time?
Yeah.
Smart move, Rick. It may sting right now, but believe me, that's a smart move.
Nice picture, don't you think?
That ain't me.
Oh, that's so you. It's like you posed for it.
Sit down, Nathan. Where were you last Tuesday at 9 p.m.?
Snowboard. Man, I don't know.
6th Street and Avenue C, ripping off Violet Walker, 81, with the knife to her face. How about a week before that, Wednesday, early morning?
Starting to come together here, Nathan?
12th Street near 2nd Avenue, sticking up John Peterson, a Cooper Union kid, also at Knife Point. I got 2 more here. You want to hear about them?
I didn't rob nobody.
Yeah, but somehow your face got burned into their memory.
This is where things can go one of 2 ways, Nathan.
I'm telling you.
Now, what happened with all the robberies, and we can work out a package deal with the DA that leaves out attempted murder on the doctor this morning, or we just sit here talking, wasting time.
We'll get Violet Walker in here for a lineup.
And John Peterson and the doctor. Then 8 years for robbery will turn into 25 for attempted murder.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
All right. I did the old lady, but that's the only one.
Now, John Peterson's got a photographic memory. It took half a second to pick you out of a photo array.
All right, I did him too, but I did not do that doctor.
Who just happens to have gotten stabbed and carries the more serious charge.
I didn't do him.
Your hand slipped. It wasn't intentional. You weren't trying to kill anybody, but without an explanation, it sounds cold-blooded.
And for what, Nathan? A nick on the doc's hand? A tiny cut that could go for simple assault and a threat to kill him that can disappear or not. And you're in jail for the rest of your life. All right, suit yourself. We'll see you around.
Get up.
5 years.
That's lowballing it, Nathan.
5 years max.
We'll call the DA, see what we can do.
So, DA didn't go for it. They want a statement first, then they'll talk deal, but not just a regular statement, Nathan. They're bending the rules and let you make a statement of remorse.
Yeah, just like that.
Detective Pearson, are you familiar with the defendant?
He was my commanding officer in internal affairs.
Were the two of you also romantically involved?
For 14 months, until I ended it.
During that time, did the defendant ever speak to you about Lieutenant Rodriguez?
Yes.
What was the substance of those conversations?
Objection, hearsay.
Your Honor, these are admissions by the defendant and therefore not hearsay.
I'll allow it. Detective?
He said the lieutenant ratted on him when he was in uniform, and that's why he'd been forced into internal affairs.
Was Lieutenant Rodriguez a subject he talked about frequently?
All the time. Pat, Captain Fraker would get so worked up. I was always changing the subject to calm him down.
Did you have occasion to see the defendant the day Lieutenant Rodriguez was shot?
Yeah, he pulled me into a conference room early that morning.
And what did you observe about his appearance at that time?
He was sweating, breathing heavy. He seemed very disturbed about something.
What did he say to you?
He said the department and his wife had found out about us thanks to Rodriguez. He said nothing was stopping us from being together now.
And how did you respond?
I was scared. I had broken things off a month earlier, but he wouldn't let go. I told him I was sorry for what happened. I also said that I'd hired a lawyer and was meeting with the inspector to discuss a sexual harassment suit.
What was that suit based on?
The captain had made it clear that unless we got back together, my opportunities for advancement were going to be limited.
And how did the defendant react to the news of the suit?
He cursed at me and stormed off.
Detective, does your lawsuit have anything to do with your appearance here today?
No.
Thank you.
Detective, did you get your associate's degree from Moreland City College?
I did.
And isn't it true you filed a sexual harassment suit against a professor?
Objection, this is irrelevant.
Your Honor, this shows a pattern of hostility towards superiors.
Too far afield, Mr. Sinclair. Sustained.
No more questions.
Josh, your friend Rick folded.
Folded?
He said you came in late to work, which differs a little from what you said to us. Rick had to choose between lying for you and going to jail or staying out and taking care of his mom.
So it's a little off on my timeline.
Don't compound your problems by being an idiot. Because if you keep up with this tired-ass song and dance, we'll just toss you in the system and you can deal with all this at trial. You want your wife and kids to hear how Dad was banging a guy?
I never did that with Melissa, never.
Melissa, try Carl Gustafson. That's the name the DA will be using in court.
What happened this morning, Josh? Let's keep this circle as tight as possible.
She was gonna tell my wife. Tell her things that we never even did.
Did the fight jump off while you were there? Or were you pissed before you showed up?
No, it happened right there. I just lost it.
That's good. That way it wasn't premeditated. It was a crime of passion.
Ain't no passion involved between me and Melissa. She was gonna tell lies about me and I reacted.
It's just a legal term.
As soon as it was done, I left. I didn't even take her money.
What money?
She had 12 grand stashed under the linoleum in the living room, saving it for a sex change. I'd always yell at her, put it in the bank. She never trusted no one.
Where in the living room?
In the closet by the front door. I saw her adding to it when I walked in, and it'll still be there because this was not about taking her money. This is about me trying to stop her from ruining my life with lies.
I'll get Greg and Baldwin to look into it.
Me and Melissa never had sex.
Yeah, that's what you keep saying.
Yeah, but see, you ain't giving me no guarantees.
You gotta make the DA happy first, then they consider your explanation.
So I do my statement, right? What's keeping them from saying, screw him, 20 years?
Because of the sympathetic content of your statement. All right, let me show you. Tell me what went down with the old woman on Avenue C, Violet Walker.
Just came up, said, keep it cool, give me the purse.
Did you raise your voice to her?
Kept it quiet.
You intend to hurt her?
Hell no.
See, that shows character. Why'd you need the money in the first place?
I mean, food, booze, new gear.
Nathan, you got a sick aunt, right? She got doctor bills, she needs medicine. That stuff adds up.
She got insurance.
But don't a few extra bucks here and there make her more comfortable? Maybe it's the difference between a good doctor and a hack.
All right, I mean, yeah. That cash went to my aunt.
Yeah, that shows you were selfless. You put that in the statement, what heartless asshole would give you 25 years?
Guess I don't got much choice.
All right, so here we go.
But I ain't going for the doc.
All right, you got bad blood with the doc. That's on record, huh? He picked you out of a photo array. That's on record. You are going down for the doc, with or without the statement. What we are trying to do here is give you a chance to explain why you stalked him to his hospital, why you lied in wait and cut him and threatened to kill him.
Without this statement, it's 25 years. With it, we can argue to lump it in with the other robberies. All right, we asked him to drop the threats, the assaults, the past history. Instead of attempted murder, you just go for 5 robberies instead of 4.
Won't buy you a single extra day. The offer is fading fast, Nathan.
Damn!
How'd it go down?
Like you said, I waited for him in the parking lot, came up on him, got his cash.
Why'd you stab him?
He came at me. It wasn't out of anger.
Write it up.
Josh admitted to killing Melissa.
That son of a bitch.
Now, if we can just get the 12 grand that you took out of Melissa's apartment, we'll be done.
Excuse me?
You heard what I said.
Are you calling me a thief?
Not if we get it back.
I didn't take her money. Maybe you should ask Josh.
He's the one who told us where the money used to be, but he didn't do it.
Hello, he's a murderer.
Yeah, and he's not that bright. He wouldn't try and pull some double reverse psychology move on us. If he took the money, he wouldn't have brought it up.
Okay, so then maybe you should ask one of the cops who was there. I didn't see any halos when they walked in the door.
Monica, tell us where the money is. Once we have it, you walk.
This is so outrageous. I don't even know how to respond.
Okay, then we will turn you, your apartment, your life inside out. And we will find the money the hard way, and you'll go to jail.
All right, you're staying here while we look.
It's gone.
Stop playing games.
I swear it's gone. You'll never find it.
Where's the money, Dan?
I sent it to my son.
Enough with the lies.
I swear.
Enough!
I got a girl pregnant in high school. Her parents said that they'd take care of her and our son if I wasn't in the picture. So I split. He's 11.
You need to get that money back.
His mom's broke. She lost her job. She's looking to get evicted, and I finally have a chance to help. Melissa, baby, I know you're looking down here right now, and I know that's where you'd want that money to go.
If you're making up a lie about some poor kid...
I'm not. The money's gone, and it's gonna stay gone. I'll never tell you where they live.
It's not like we can't find out.
Well, then just put me in jail. I'll do the time. But please don't take that money away from them.
Number 4. Tell the cops and I'll kill you.
I don't... I'm just not sure.
One more time, number 4.
Tell the cops and I'll kill you.
Again, I'm so sorry I can't be more help.
It's all right, Doc.
I feel like such a fool that I didn't pay closer attention to what he looked like or how he sounded.
Given the situation, it's forgivable. And don't worry about the ID. The case will make regardless.
How so?
The perp confessed.
Really?
Lou, you heading to court?
Hayward just called.
Doc, you need a ride back to the hospital?
No, I'll be fine. Thank you for everything.
Don't let the serpent get to you.
Yeah, I got it covered.
Lieutenant, when did you first see the defendant the day you were shot?
Early afternoon. Came by my office, said that my squad was out of control, long lunches, folks leaving early, that sort of thing.
Could you describe the defendant's demeanor at the time?
Confrontational as usual, angry.
And did you have occasion to see the defendant later that afternoon?
Yes. He barged in my office again toward the end of the tour, demanded that I find Detective Sipowicz.
And did you notice anything unusual about his appearance at that time?
He was disheveled. He was slurring his words. I could smell the alcohol in his breath from across the room.
What happened next?
He said that I ratted him out when he was in uniform, and now I ratted him out for sleeping with a subordinate. Neither allegation was true, and I told him that.
Did you ask him to leave?
Several times. I even said I'd get an officer to take him home. He just got more riled. Finally called me a dirty spick rat.
How did you respond to that?
I stood up, told him if he didn't leave, I'd kick his ass.
And did you move towards him at any time?
No, I never came out from behind my desk.
Raise your hands at any time?
No.
Reach for your gun at any time?
Absolutely not.
What happened next?
The captain turned like he was leaving, and he pulled his gun and shot me in the chest. Next thing I remember, I was waking up in ICU 2 days later.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Lose your temper a lot, Lieutenant?
No, I don't.
So threatening a superior officer, that was an unusual event.
Yes, just like a superior officer walking in drunk and out of control was unusual.
So the captain provoked you, right?
To telling him to leave my office? You bet.
And did a homeless man named Robert Delgado provoke you in 1996 when you broke his arm?
Objection, Your Honor.
Goes to pattern.
Overruled.
I was supervising a narcotics raid. Mr. Delgado was 6'4", 240 pounds. He became agitated and attacked an officer. It took 4 of us to subdue him.
But you were put on modified assignment for 2 days, correct?
Which is routine when a civilian complaint is filed. I was cleared.
You received 2 complaints for excessive force when you were in narcotics, right?
Over 14 years. You're in the field as much as I was. You ruffle a few feathers. It goes with the territory.
Another complaint when you were in uniform. Goes with the territory, right?
I was never disciplined for anything, and I'd put my record up against any cops.
How about your personal life, Lieutenant? Any temper problems there?
Your Honor, I must object again. Lieutenant Rodriguez is the victim in this case. His character is not at issue.
Overruled. Answer the question, Lieutenant.
No temper problems at home.
Sir, when the police responded to a domestic disturbance complaint at your apartment on May 7th, 1993, that had nothing to do with your temper?
My ex-wife had a drug problem. At times she'd become paranoid, hysterical. It was all I could do to calm her down.
Broken arms. Domestic arguments requiring police intervention. And you don't have a temper control problem.
Objection, argumentative, asked and answered.
Sustained.
Let's talk about the day of the incident. The first time Captain Fraker came by, he announced a series of investigations, correct?
That's right.
What would these investigations have done to your career?
Nothing, because the charges were without merit.
Assuming they had merit.
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll allow it.
I suppose I could have been disciplined.
Not just discipline, Lieutenant. You would have lost your command, right?
You have to ask IAB that.
I'm asking you, Lieutenant. You knew Captain Fraker posed a grave threat to your career, didn't you?
He didn't.
Then he came by again, antagonized you further.
I dealt with it.
An IAB officer tells you your career is over, calls you a dirty spick, and you just dealt with it?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
You didn't just threaten Captain Fraker, did you? You reached for your gun, right?
I did not.
You were provoked. Your career was on the line.
Your Honor, counsel's badgering.
Sustained.
He was drunk and he shot me. That's what happened.
Would the court remind the witness he's testifying under penalty of perjury?
Objection, that's totally improper, and counsel knows it.
The jury will disregard that question. Don't try that again, Mr. Sinclair.
Yes, Your Honor. The defense has no further questions.
The witness can step down.
This whole thing with Monica is such a mess.
And if it was your call?
Well, we got the killer.
Yeah, I'd let Monica go at this point. She helped us clear the case.
You know, I actually do believe that the DOA would have wanted the money to go to Monica's kid.
How'd it go, boss? It went. Where we at?
Monica did take the money from the DOA's apartment.
Where's she now?
Downstairs in a cell. Thing is, though, boss, she already sent the money to his kid.
Whose mom is down on her luck and could really use the money.
Which we've confirmed is true. So, considering that Monica and the DOA were best friends and Monica didn't go there looking to steal the DOA's money.
And the DOA's got no family to get the money to.
The money's gone fine, but Monica's a collar. Let the DA figure it out from there. Guess it didn't go so good.
Getting cross-examined by that scumbag Sinclair. How's it supposed to go? Hey, Doc. You need something?
If we could have a word in private.
Sure.
Right in here.
I had some questions about this fellow who confessed and what kind of sentence he's facing.
Up to life. Depends on the judge.
Does he have a long criminal history?
Very. He's a good guy to get off the street.
What's on your mind, Doc?
Nothing. I just, my wife and I have been married for 36 years. And 3 years ago, she had a stroke. She can't talk very well, or walk, or use the bathroom without assistance. And she has to be fed through a tube because she can't swallow. But still, she's my wife. I love her.
Of course.
She needs 24-hour care. On top of which, she has physical and speech therapy 4 times a week. She also has a cardiac condition, which requires very expensive medications.
We're sorry to hear that, Doctor. But
our insurance maxed out last year, so I was paying for her treatment out of pocket. And then a couple of months ago, it became clear I wouldn't be able to operate much longer, and we've spent all our savings.
Doc, is this a disability scam? Did you set this mugging up?
There was no mugging. I cut myself.
Unbelievable.
I have degenerative arthritis of the spine. I can't sit straight or stand for any period of time. It isn't covered by my insurance.
So you needed a new disability?
Unbelievable.
I can't apologize enough.
We have been teeing off on this Dale all day.
You understand, I had my reasons.
But do you understand the position that we are in now? We have shoved an attempted murder down this guy's throat.
Not including where you stand, which could be in jail for falsely reporting a crime.
I'll take what's coming. I just couldn't let a man go to jail for something he didn't do.
Doc, if this comes out, this guy may not go to jail for 4 muggings he did do.
You got that surgery coming up for your hand?
In an hour.
Go to the hospital and stay there. And if we have any trouble finding you, we will snatch you up off the street.
I'll go right there. I'm so sorry. And please tell Mr. Dale.
Just go to the hospital, Doc. Unbelievable.
What was that all about?
We got a little hiccup.
How about just laying it out, Andy?
The doctor made up the story about getting attacked.
What?
Yeah, he cut himself hoping to collect insurance.
How come Nathan Dale went for it?
Because we put together a little package deal that Dale signed off on back when we were operating on the assumption that the doc was legit.
Dale absolutely did the other 4 muggings. This thing with the doctor just kind of got folded in.
Apparently the doc has a terminally ill wife. He was,
You know what I want? Okay. I want how you're gonna fix this so that it goes away and it doesn't bite me in the ass, because I really don't need this right now.
We'll get an amended statement.
We're going to toss out this whole thing so we don't have to defend the first one at trial. We'll get a new statement and...
Just get it done. What's up?
Just seeing how it went down at court.
Nothing new.
You leaving soon?
In a bit.
I'll walk out with you.
All right. Listen, on that Monica thing, whatever you and Connie think is right.
We wouldn't mind kicking her.
Fine.
Thanks.
It doesn't get to the doctor until page 4. So do we keep the first 3 pages at least or start fresh?
Ditch the whole thing. Go in there, sell him on how we're gonna lose any reference to mugging the doctor this morning because he's been such a great guy all day.
The doctor just got hit by a bus.
Hit by a bus? Where?
On the corner, on Bowery. Oh, it's horrible.
Just step right in front of me.
Okay, okay.
I swear to God.
Can you take her?
Well, look good. Just keep still, Doc.
It's with my attorney.
Yeah, we got an ambulance on the way. You just hang on.
The will, the insurance.
For your wife?
Yeah, I have life insurance. Make sure it's...
Okay, she'll get taken care of.
Believe me, I'm worth more dead than alive.
You gotta make room, paper. Doc, the ambulance is here. You just hang on for us, okay?
It's not like I got a big update to give you. We made our point. He took his shots. All in all, it's pretty much what I expected.
So Valerie seems pretty confident.
Yeah. You know, Rita, the only way I can get through this is if I just keep moving forward.
Sure.
I stop to think about, how this has been turned around on me and what's being said about me. Fricker couldn't kill me with a bullet. Now he's trying to do it with lies.
Listen, nobody believes Fraker.
Well, you tell a lie enough times, it sticks.
Lou, you have to have faith that this is going to work out. I mean, that's what's getting me through.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you're involved in this, too, and if there's any way I can help,
You can let me know what's going on. Maybe it'll help you, too.
I'm telling you, I can't think about it. I hope you understand.
And just know that I'm here if you need me.
I appreciate that. You all right getting home?
Yeah.
All right.
Mr. Acevedo, where do you presently reside?
Greenhaven Correctional Facility.
And what are you incarcerated for?
Burglary, robbery, assault.
And who was the arresting officer?
Anthony Rodriguez.
Could you describe the circumstances of that arrest?
Yeah, he busted into my apartment. He accused me of breaking in on his mom.
And what happened then?
He stuck a gun in my face, said if I didn't confess that I'd be a dead man.
Did you confess at that time?
As fast as I could.
That wasn't your first contact with Lieutenant Rodriguez, was it?
No. He arrested me in '93 for selling crack. I served 8 years.
Mr. Acevedo, were you guilty of all the crimes you've been convicted of?
Yes, I was.
Lieutenant Rodriguez put you in jail twice. Can you see why your testimony here today might be viewed with some skepticism?
Look, I'm paying for what I did, and I'm owning up. And what I'm saying happened really happened, okay? Whatever bad things I've done in my life, I'm sorry. A cop shoving a gun in my face in my house, that's wrong, too.
Thank you. No further questions.
Your witness.
Mr. Acevedo, you say you confessed because Lieutenant Rodriguez threatened to kill you, correct?
That's right.
Did you challenge that confession in court?
No.
Let's talk about why you're testifying now. Were you subpoenaed to appear?
No.
Then how'd you come to be here?
I read about the case. I wrote a letter to Mr. Sinclair, and I said I had information that he might find useful.
So you're here out of your devotion to the legal process.
Objection.
Withdrawn. Any chance you might be harboring a little ill will?
Nothing that would make me lie in this court today.
Of course not. Convictions for drug dealing, robbery, assault. Lying's not consistent with that moral code.
Objection.
Sustained.
Nothing further.
You can step down, Mr. Acevedo. Call your next witness, Mr. Sinclair.
The defense calls Detective Maria Oliveira.
Sidebar, Your Honor.
Approach.
The prosecution requests an offer of proof as to the substance of this witness's testimony.
Detective Oliveira was in the room with Lieutenant Rodriguez and Mr. Acevedo. She's a corroborating witness.
Judge, the jury has already heard from Mr. Acevedo. The detective will be offering cumulative testimony on a collateral matter.
The impeachment of Lieutenant Rodriguez is hardly collateral.
I'll allow it. I have a matter in another case, so we'll take a brief recess. That should give you time to get up to speed, Miss Haywood.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court is adjourned until 11:30. Take the jury out, Eddie.
What's up?
You never said anything about another detective being there for the Acevedo arrest.
Oliveira, I didn't see any reason to jam her up.
She's jammed up, Tony. She's been called to testify.
She's not going to corroborate Acevedo. She's a stand-up cop, and there's no way.
I don't want to hear about how you think she'll lie to cover your ass, because I hope you know how bad a position that would put me in. I'm just telling you, if she corroborates that witness, you'll look like a violent cop who's quick to pull his gun, and I'll look like I'm prosecuting a guy who acted in self-defense. I gotta go.
You going out of the picture?
50-50. Ron Zadarek, stomp, cigarette burns. They did a number on him.
The victim say anything?
He had all he could do to moan. Neighbor down the hall called it in. Dan Spolin. He said he didn't hear any beating.
You talked to him?
No, not yet. It's all yours.
Mr. Spolin?
The wife. She's terrified.
Sure. How well do you know Mr. Zadarek?
I wish better, but he's not a real neighborly type.
How'd you come across him this morning?
I was headed up to read the paper on the roof. I have an outdoor set out there, chairs, umbrella, and I noticed his door was open, so I knock, and I found him on the floor.
That's your apartment? How did you see that the door was open?
Just did.
Why'd the color just drain out of your face?
I was going to the roof to smoke a cigarette. I'm not supposed to, but once in a while it...
That doesn't explain what you're doing down there.
I keep the cigarettes in there, and mouthwash and hand sanitizer. If we could just keep this between us. I am in for a ration of hell.
Remind her how your neighbor's face got turned to ground chuck. That might take her mind off your horrible little secret.
Go.
What's going on?
I guess the defense called this detective from the 8-3, Maria Oliveira.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, the lieutenant's mom got assaulted. She caught the case.
She was there when a boss got the confession off that guy.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
And I guess it kind of took Valerie by surprise.
What do we have on that assault case?
Victims at Bellevue. You should make it. Meadowboy and Jones are on their way to interview an employee at the victim's barbershop. Can I help you?
My name's Andrea Minor, and I need to talk to someone about my husband being missing.
Detective Clark, my partner, Detective Sibowitz. When did you see your husband last?
Yesterday morning, he had an interview at E&L Moving and Stores to drive a truck, and I called, but he never showed up. His name's Troy Minor, and he's not answering his pager, his cell.
How old's your husband?
30. And no, there's not some hoe on the side, and no, he's not in a gang, and no, he does not have a drug or an alcohol or gambling problem. He's a family man, and there's definitely something wrong.
Well, seeing as he's an adult and it's been less than 48 hours.
But can you just take my word for it?
I'm just telling you that we can't take an official missing persons report, but we will look into it.
I'd really appreciate that. The last number I put on there is Troy's cousin, Corey Mack. He's a thug, and he may have tried to mix Troy up in something.
We'll talk to Corey. And we're on this, okay?
Thank you.
Excuse me, Bob Drazen. Detectives Metaboy and Jones.
Oh, how you doing? Any word on Ron?
He's hanging in.
Yeah, I've been down at the hospital, but they won't let me talk to him.
Well, he's still being treated.
So I came back here to keep busy, but I can't open up. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, sure. We got some questions about Ron.
A good guy. Didn't deserve this.
You know anybody who'd want to hurt him?
No, but whoever did.
You too close?
Yeah, knew Ron a long time.
You got any enemies?
Everyone liked him.
You owe money?
No.
You got a drug problem?
Oh, come on, you're totally off.
We're off? This isn't 20 questions, Bob. What's going on?
I'm sorry. I was thinking of taking care of this problem on my own, and at the same time, hoping that someone would come along and stop me. You're just not quite getting it.
It will give us a hand.
You want to talk to our landlady, all right? Doris Vitti. She upped the rent a couple months ago trying to get us out.
How heated did it get?
Well, there was a lot of yelling on the phone.
Yeah, well, how'd that get to torture?
She's an old hatchet-faced guinea. She's got a pair of degenerate sons. They collect every month. I could see them doing it.
Anybody else come to mind? Because he was beat worse than a rent dispute.
No, he's a well-liked guy. And those brothers are trash.
And now these brothers, this is who you're gonna pay a visit to if we hadn't come along?
With a bat in my right hand and a pipe in my left.
Yeah, but you're not going to now, because then we'd have to take you in.
Yeah, if I keep busy, I'll be fine.
All right, this Doris Vitti's phone number.
In your initial interview with Mr. Acevedo, which was conducted by yourself and a fellow detective, did Mr. Acevedo confess?
No.
Why was the interview ended?
It was time to regroup, so we released Mr. Acevedo.
And how would you characterize the progress of your investigation at that point?
We felt we had our guy, and it was just going to take some time.
What was Mr. Rodriguez's reaction when you told him that the main suspect in the assault on his mother was walking out the door?
He was a little frustrated, which was understandable.
When did you see Mr. Acevedo again?
At his apartment in Brooklyn, later that afternoon.
With whom did you go to Mr. Acevedo's apartment?
Lieutenant Rodriguez.
How did you gain entry into Mr. Acevedo's apartment?
We knocked on the door, he let us in.
He let you in?
Yes.
At that time, did Mr. Acevedo confess to the assault on Lieutenant Rodriguez's mother?
Eventually, yes.
Did Lieutenant Rodriguez threaten Mr. Acevedo's life in order to obtain that confession?
No, he did not.
You didn't hear Lieutenant Rodriguez tell Mr. Acevedo, "You're a dead man, I'll kill you," all the while with a gun in Mr. Acevedo's throat?
Objection, leading.
Your Honor, permission to treat Detective Oliveira as a hostile witness.
Go ahead, Mr. Sinclair. The witness can answer.
Lieutenant Rodriguez never said any of that.
Lieutenant Rodriguez, who was interviewing a suspect he believed assaulted his mom, was what? Calm?
He was professional.
Are you asking us to believe that Hector Acevedo, certainly no stranger to the legal system, suddenly and spontaneously gave it up?
We convinced him a confession would get him favorable treatment.
Oh, that's all it took. A common lame tactic about favorable treatment that Mr. Acevedo has doubtless heard 1,000,000 times and knows firsthand is not true.
Objection, I don't recall that testimony from Mr. Acevedo.
Sustained.
Detective, have you ever heard of the blue wall of silence? Cops backing up cops regardless of the truth?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
I've testified to how it went down, Counselor.
If you say so, Detective. No further questions.
So your cousin Troy, but you were tight.
Yeah.
His wife Andrea came in, wanted to report him as missing.
Yeah, she called me about that.
You heard from him?
Nah, I don't know where that fool's at.
Hey, Corey, seeing as we're looking to help you find your cousin, and we're not looking to jam either of the two of you up, do you think it's possible that we'd have a little honest conversation here, Corey?
Oh, absolutely, that's possible.
Because we'd rather clear this up with you before we have to go back to Troy's wife and ask her questions maybe she doesn't want to hear.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, then. So what's going on?
I don't know what Troy is.
All right, he got fired from his job 2 months ago.
Yeah.
He got a DWI 3 months ago.
Yeah, coming back from a birthday party. That's how he ended up losing his job.
So he's got a wife, 2 kids at home, he's out of work for the first time in his life. Wouldn't be unheard of for a guy in that situation to lose his way a little.
Drinking, drugs, leaving town.
Let's hear it, Corey.
Troy, he got himself a girl on the side. My guess, that's where he's at.
Who's the chick?
He met her on one of his deliveries. Oh, sorry, man. You gotta know Troy. I mean, he has no game at all. That's why I can see him pulling a rookie move like not coming home.
Well, that's real funny and all, Corey, but we've been spending time on this.
Oh, no, I got you.
And Troy's wife, she's operating under the assumption that Troy's a family man.
He'll turn up, all right? He's just out getting some new ass. If you were married to Andrea, you would too.
All right, if we don't hear from him today, the next time his wife pushes us for an answer, she's gonna get one.
Hey, just hold off on that for a minute. I'll make some phone calls. He'll turn up.
Get on it.
You talked to Shadarik's landlady?
Yeah, Doris Vitti, battle axe. She barely gave us a time of day. Then she nearly threw a lamp at us when we asked for a place to look for her sons.
Her sons?
Yeah. Who's the Dark's employee thinks did the dirty work. They both got records for assault, but no answer to either apartments.
The hospital. Sudarik's awake, apparently lucid.
You talked to that machine guy's cousin?
Yeah, he's pretty sure this Troy's out dipping his wick. He's gonna reach out, get Troy back home.
Lieutenant?
We'll head to the hospital, talk to Shudar.
Good. And keep working on the landlady's son.
You got it.
So,
Metaboy, whatever you're about to bring up, don't.
I was just gonna ask if anyone had tried the new Chinese place at 9th and 2nd.
Uh-huh.
But if I was gonna bring up the fact that Oliveira did the right thing on the stand today, that's my prerogative.
But since you were gonna ask about the Chinese restaurant and nobody's been there, end of chat.
What is so wrong with me talking about what everybody's thinking?
Because it's picking a scab.
It's airing it out. You know, your censorship is starting to rankle me, Andy.
Then quit picking a scab.
All right, guys.
Andrea Minor was just assaulted in her apartment. What's up?
Nothing.
All right, give us a minute here.
What happened?
These guys pushed me in when I was opening the door, pushed me right down on the floor, and then they yelled at me, "Where's Troy?" And I told them I didn't know. And then they started yelling to get Troy on the phone, and I told them I didn't know. And so they started hitting me.
And you never seen these guys before?
No, never.
Anything else happened before they left?
They said to tell Troy when he calls that he needs to contact who he needs to contact, or I'm dead. What's going on?
We don't know, Andrea, because none of this is making any sense.
Did you talk to his cousin Corey?
He seems to think this might involve another woman.
Trust me, Troy's a family man.
Family men don't disappear, leaving their wives to get knocked around by thugs looking for him.
Do you see how this looks to us?
Just talk to Corey. Okay. I know he's behind this.
Okay. We're gonna get Troy's cell phone records. We're also gonna need to look around the apartment.
I know my man. He's not out there with another woman.
Yeah, all right.
I was just walking in my place. Suddenly there's a pillowcase over my head. The guy's wrapping tape around it, gagging me, shoving me in the apartment.
Get a look at the guy?
It was all too quick.
Well, what happened next?
They taped me to the chair. Then they started in, "Where's the cash?" I'm like, "What cash?"
And you're saying that because you don't want him to rob you, or?
I got no cash.
And you don't owe anybody?
No.
Then where's someone get the idea you got cash around?
Maybe I let the occasional idiot think I got a wad to take him down a peg.
Well, so you're a big talker.
You're saying I brought this on myself.
Just getting things straight.
How many guys were involved here, Mr. Shudarik?
2 was beating on me. Then there was the pussy.
The pussy?
Kid back, whined a lot.
So he was trying to reason with these guys? The third guy?
The others kept telling him to shut up. I nearly told him, shut up.
You ever talk to your landlady's sons, Tommy and Paul Vitti?
No. These were black guys. Yo and G, know what I'm saying? Black stuff. The Vitti boys are greaseballs.
So there's no one you can think of who might have done this. You got no enemies. No one's mad at you.
No, not that much.
And you're not involved in anything illegal that could bite you.
Getting a little sick of your attitude. I'm clean. No gambling, no drugs, no debts. If anything, people owe me.
Big sums?
Yeah, the asshole who works for me, Bob, he owes me 10 grand.
For what?
Plays the horses. Stupid stuff, stupid guy.
Well, see, Mr. Zadarik, that's something helpful.
Sorry I didn't get to it right away, but see, my face was crushed in this morning.
All right, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, can't wait.
And when did you first meet Lieutenant Rodriguez?
About 18 months ago when I began investigating his squad.
But you became aware of him long before that, weren't you?
Yes, as a rookie cop, I found myself in a compromising situation through no fault of my own. Without inquiring into the facts, he reported me to IAB. I was forced to testify about it to save my career.
And is that how you wound up working for Internal Affairs?
Yes.
Did your situation leave you with any bad feelings toward Lieutenant Rodriguez?
I was angry at the time, but it passed. My career took off, and I forgot about him. Fact is, until I was given a new command, I had no contact with him for 16 years.
And what contact have you had with him since getting a new command?
I have oversight of Manhattan detectives, including the 15th Squad, which has been the subject of several investigations.
And how has Lieutenant Rodriguez reacted to those investigations?
He's been hostile, uncooperative, ignored document requests, and refused to make detectives available for interviews. We've had our share of sharp exchanges.
Were your investigations colored by your history with him?
I won't deny dealing with him stirred up memories. That made me give the 15th an extra hard look. Then it was for the best.
Why do you say that?
Because I uncovered evidence of rampant corruption.
Objection. Assuming facts not in evidence, there's been no formal finding of misconduct.
Sustained. Captain, did you receive any bad news the day of the incident?
Yes, I learned that my relationship with a female subordinate had been exposed to my wife and my superiors. I also learned that I had been passed over for a promotion.
And did you have occasion to visit Lieutenant Rodriguez that day?
Twice. The first time to announce the findings of an ongoing investigation into the squad.
And what were those findings?
Detectives moonlighting as bouncers in clubs serving alcohol, associating with dealers and the like.
And why did you choose to announce your findings that day?
When news of my relationship broke, I knew the lieutenant had tipped off IAB. I realized he'd do anything to stop my investigation, so I had to move on him fast.
Objection as to what the witness knew.
Sustained. How did Lieutenant Rodriguez respond to news of your findings?
He was confrontational. I asked point blank if he had gone to IAB about my relationship. He said he had, and that one way or the other, he was going to be rid of me.
What happened next?
He stood up, said it was me and him alone in that office, and with the kind of day I was having, no one would ask what happened.
Did you ask him what he meant by that?
I didn't need to, because he went for his gun.
What did you do?
I drew my gun and fired.
Did you believe Lieutenant Rodriguez intended to kill you?
I had no doubt.
And did you then move toward him with the intention of firing again?
No. I followed proper procedure by covering him with my gun with the intent of disarming him. Next thing I know, I'm shot in the back.
Are you on suspension now?
I am.
Is it your intent to return to work?
Regardless of what happens here, my physical disability will prevent that. My whole life, all I ever wanted was to be a cop. And every day for 18 years, I was the best cop that I could be. Now it's over because someone didn't like the fact that I was doing my job.
Thank you, Captain.
Let's talk about the day you shot Lieutenant Rodriguez. On May 20th, your affair with a subordinate became public. Your wife threw you out of the house, and you were passed over for a promotion. Correct?
It was a bad day.
And on that bad day, The subordinate you've been having an affair with was filing a sexual harassment suit, right?
I don't deny any of that.
And in the wake of this tidal wave of bad news, you went out and got drunk, didn't you?
I won't deny I had a few drinks to steady myself, but I can hold my alcohol.
Is it your testimony here today that with a blood alcohol content of 0.25, 3 times the limit to legally drive, you were able to spot the lieutenant going for his gun, draw your own pistol and shoot him before he was even able to unholster his weapon?
That's what happened.
Well, you're the fastest gun in the East, aren't you, Captain?
Objection.
Sustained.
Before shooting the lieutenant, did you or did you not tell Sergeant Martens that the lieutenant had screwed you for the last time?
I meant that I had evidence to prove that he was a dirty cop, not that I was looking to take him out.
After shooting the lieutenant, did you or did you not tell Detective Ortiz he got what he deserved?
I don't recall that. But since he tried to kill me for doing my job, he got better than he deserved.
And did you or did you not ask Dr. Devlin if the bastard was dead?
I don't recall, but I wouldn't wish anyone who tried to take me out a speedy recovery.
You were drunk and enraged, and you tried to kill a man you've been obsessed with for years.
That's a bald-faced lie.
Your entire story's a bald-faced lie, isn't it, Captain?
Objection. Counsel's badgering.
Sustained.
Nothing further.
Redirect, Your Honor. Captain, would you consider yourself, to use an expression, a trigger-happy cop?
No.
In your 18 years on the job, how many times have you fired your weapon on duty?
Once.
So in Lieutenant Rodriguez's office, that's the only time you've ever used your weapon?
That's correct.
Thank you.
We talked to the torture victim, Zudarik. Says his employee Bob Drazen is into him for 10 grand.
We looked into Drazen. He's a gambling addict. Lost his apartment.
Okay, so we like Drazen. Where is he?
He's coming in.
How's Troy Miner's wife?
Banged up. She'll be all right. We have a female uniform staying with her.
Anything on the assault?
Not yet.
But it's connected to Troy being missing.
Pretty sure.
And we're thinking his cousin's involved?
I don't know yet.
I could have gotten all that from your fish.
Maybe I'm a little frustrated here, Lou, because we don't know what's going on yet.
Yeah, we're waiting for Troy and Andrea's phone dumps. We got her looking at mug books, doing what we can.
Understand you've hit some hard luck, Bob. Living in a shelter?
Yeah, for like a week. My place has a rodent infestation.
Well, your old neighbor says you got the boot. 6 months don't make one.
The guy's a meth freak. Serious.
And, playing the ponies, how you making out recently?
Some days up, others down. What's with you two?
You and Deb Bob.
No.
Not to your boss?
Who said that?
He did, you dope. He's awake and lucid, and he says that you're a bum who's into him for 10 grand.
Got your wheels turning?
Ron's a liar.
Oh, no. No, see, you were just about to get in front of it and make sure we got the best possible take on how this went wrong. But then you took road B, which is to lie and act like an asshole.
Excuse me? Exactly what are you trying to say?
That you set your boss up to get robbed.
Oh, you're a real pair of bastards.
I'll give you 10 seconds to spin out and say how much you loved him.
You're damn right I loved him. Love him. He's my best friend, and I would never do anything to hurt him. And for you to suggest...
Done?
You go to hell.
When we get the guys in here who tortured Ron, do you honestly think they're gonna stand up for you, Bob? Or do you think they're gonna roll on your ass to save themselves time in jail?
Suggestion? Since you're here first, save yourself the time in jail.
He wasn't supposed to get tortured like that.
What was supposed to happen?
Simple robbery. He's got cash in the apartment. Get him to give it up, we split it down the middle. But that black kid didn't say anything about beatings or burning Ron with a cigarette.
Well, who'd you hire this out to?
Some kid I met at the shelter, a Troy Miner.
We know it is Troy Miner. He's not homeless.
He was doing community service in the DWI. He lost his job, he needed cash, so did I. Maybe a little payback to Ron for being the world's biggest loudmouth schlong. Calling me idiot in front of people. Humiliating me because I got a run of bad luck.
Wait a minute, you seen Troy today? You know where he's at?
No clue.
Write down everything you told us. I'll get the others up to speed on Troy.
What's going on with Troy? And either you get straight with us or we're locking you up.
What do you want me to tell you? I don't know nothing.
We just got word that Troy hatched a plan with a guy named Bob Drazen, who he met doing his community service off that DWI.
First I heard of that.
They decided to rip off this barber named Zudarek. And that plan went down, Corey.
Okay, look here. Obviously something's up. Let me go.
You ain't going nowhere until Troy turns up.
He'll turn up if you let me turn him up.
Yeah, well, you had your chance. Now you're a suspect. You're staying here. Troy having a piece of ass on the side. That was all bullshit.
I was just trying to buy some time so I can figure this out, okay? If you let me...
Where's Troy? And that's the last time I asked that question without following it with a smack.
All right, okay, all right. He called me all freaked out. He was saying that they were after him and how he just needed a place to lay low.
Who was after him?
He wouldn't say. I just told him to go to my apartment and I told him where the key was.
Why aren't you there then?
Hey, Corey, let go of this dumbass notion that you could fix this all on your own, because you can't. We can.
Man, I got some cats hassling me who I hope Troy ain't mixed up with. And I don't want them following me back to my apartment. So don't even bother asking me to give you any info on them, because I won't do it.
Where's your place?
Williamsburg, by the bridge. 1820 South 9th Street.
If this comes back to you, Slick.
I ain't do a damn thing. You know, except a lot of y'all earlier.
Sit tight.
Take the back.
What? Please open the door.
Back up. Relax.
I said back up or I'll blow his brains out. Don't let him kill me, man. Put your guns down.
That ain't happening.
Put it down or I'm gonna shoot his ass.
We can work this out, but we're not putting our guns down.
I'm getting in this car and we getting out of here.
Get in the
You stay
car.
right there, or I'm gonna shoot his ass. Go, go.
Go, go. All right, come on, man. Yeah, 15 squad to Central K. This unit in pursuit of a silver sedan in the 9-4 precinct. We got a suspect with a kidnapped victim, guns involved, turning north.
Son of a
On
bitch.
white. Watch out! Units heading west on 5th Street. Turning north on 10th. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at this dumb asshole. Look at this. Oh, man. Get up. Let's go. Let's go. Get on there. Get up. This guy needs an ambulance. You got him? Yeah, I got him. Just take it easy, Troy.
I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, well, you're lucky you did.
I didn't know what to do. My family.
Now you shut up and sit still.
Really like to talk to my wife.
Well, you need to talk to us first, Troy.
I just want to let her know I'm all right.
She knows.
All right, what the hell was that about back on the street?
If I'm honest, does that count for anything?
Absolutely.
I lost my job. Me and my wife, we got 2 young girls. I'm looking at losing everything. I know it was wrong.
All right, Troy, we need to hear about today.
And we know how you met Bob Drazen at a homeless shelter, and he tipped you off to his boss having a lot of money at the apartment, but how did it go down?
Those 2 guys back there, TK and Robbie, I was in it with them. But the old man, once we got in the apartment, he wouldn't give up the money. So TK and Robbie, they started to lay into him. I wasn't down for that. I told them to chill. They don't listen. So I go in the back door. Robbie catches me, pulls out his gun like he's gonna take me out. He turned his back. That's when I hit the fire escape and I was gone.
Well, so they followed you to your cousin's apartment?
They must have. All I know is they got there just before you guys did. The old man, he lived?
Yeah.
All right, getting hooked up with TK and Robbie. Did you go through your cousin for that?
No. When we talked about it, we was just gonna give the whole deal to Corey and take a cut, like Drazen was doing. But I left Corey out of it and went straight to TK and Robbie on my own, and that was a big mistake.
When we talked about it, who's we? You and your wife?
She never did nothing. All we did was talk about it. Can I please just talk to her?
This is a simple story of vengeance. The defendant's personal and professional lives had come apart. He told everyone in earshot Lieutenant Rodriguez was to blame. Then he sought out his victim and he shot him in an alcohol-induced rage. You don't need anything more to convict, ladies and gentlemen, but you have more. 18 months of frivolous investigations that failed to yield results. And years of smoldering resentment. And the damning testimonies of 6 witnesses, including the defendant's own co-workers. What testimony does the defendant offer? A career criminal the lieutenant had put away twice. A cop who contradicted that criminal and the defendant's own self-serving statements. But the defendant asks you to believe the unbelievable, that the lieutenant would risk everything to kill a discredited man whose bogus investigations were at worst a nuisance. That a drunk drew his pistol and fired before a sober man unholstered his weapon. On that day, Captain Fraker, a drunk, disgraced adulterer, walked into Lieutenant Rodriguez's office and unprovoked shot him. I ask you to find Captain Fraker guilty. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's look at the prosecution's vaunted witnesses. Detectives in Tony Rodriguez's own command. A doctor who was sleeping with one of those detectives. An underling bucking for a promotion. And an angry ex-girlfriend. The prosecution has not offered you a single unbiased witness. Not one. So forget the witnesses, because only 2 men know what really happened in that office. Captain Fraker had been coming for Tony Rodriguez. 5 investigations in 18 months. The latest concerning serious charges that have never been refuted. You don't think Tony Rodriguez wanted to be rid of the captain? You bet he did. And whether these 2 men disliked each other and for whatever reason is irrelevant to the only facts that matter. It all comes down to who you want to believe. A cop who's been the target of investigations involving corruption and excessive force, or a cop who has spent his entire career protecting our city, fighting corruption, and rooting out cops who use excessive force. Remember your job, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. If you have any reasonable doubt about the prosecution's case, you must find Captain Fraker not guilty.
You get charged central booking?
Yeah.
How about the other 2 clowns?
Being treated at Bellevue. Anywhere in that?
One's got a busted pelvis. The other guy's under the knife for internal bleeding. He's up in the air.
Uniforms are sitting on both of them. I notified the bureau to keep tabs.
All right. Good night.
Hey, boss. Down at Max, they had this thing. I don't know if you've heard of it before. It's called cold beer. And let me tell you, they invented it in response to that look on your face.
Maybe.
Apparently, money, which I currently have in my pocket, can purchase this item.
Well, I guess you're buying.
Field trip down to Max. Anybody?
I'm in.
Sure.
See if you can get Valerie to join us, huh?
I'll meet you over there. Go ahead, Jen. I got it.
I'll see you there.
Where's Troy?
Jail.
Oh my God, for what?
He didn't hand that job over to Corey like the 2 of you talked about.
Talked about?
Because you played games this morning to keep your name out of it. Your husband almost got killed.
I told you about Corey.
And you left out the other 99%.
We're completely broke. Troy was just supposed to tell Corey
All right,
about it.
the only
We're
reason
not
I'm
really...
not locking you up is because you got kids at home and they don't deserve to be in some institution.
How long is Troy going away for?
Ask your lawyer.
Can you please just tell me?
He's looking at a couple of years, at least.
Oh my God.
All right, we're done. Go home now to your kids.
And so we're in a squad doing a late tour, and McCuskey comes back from dinner with this huge hickey on his neck.
Oh boy.
I knew McCuskey in Queens Homicide. Big-time skirt chaser.
So he's got 2 hours left before he has to head home to his wife. And he's begging us to help him get rid of it.
Yeah, they don't come off.
So McCuskey goes to the utility closet, and he comes out with a wire brush. He takes 2 pulls of whiskey from his hip flask, and he rakes his neck bloody to cover the hickey. Ooh. He goes home, he tells his wife, a perp did it, and she actually buys it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get going.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm beat. Thanks for the beer.
I think I'm out too. I'll be in touch.
All right, I'll settle up and walk you to the car.
Hey, wanna lose the darts?
I think I'm heading out too. Night.
Probably should have kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, it was fine, Greg. It lightened things up.
I'm sure Andy has a differing opinion. In fact, I'm certain of it.
Look, if I've been on you too hard, I don't mean nothing by it. I'm just looking forward to this being over.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's up?
Hudson, can I catch a ride home?
I was gonna drive down to the seaport, take a walk.
I got time.
Sure, okay. My first real caller was this guy, Ralph Maldonado. I finally got him on receiving stolen goods, but he was notorious for shaking down local businesses for protection money. It was so satisfying because Ralph was the exact type of guy that made me want to get on the job in the first place. A bully. That's why I wanted to become a cop.
You're getting way ahead of yourself.
What do you mean? I'm just telling you a story.
You're giving your own eulogy.
You got it wrong.
No, that's what you're doing. And you're way off because the jury's gonna convict Fraker and everything is gonna be everything.
I guess I'm just saying that I'm proud of the time I put on the job.
Well, you got a lot more years ahead of you. A lot more good.
দরকার পড়লে একটা রিকশাওয়ালাকে বিয়ে করবো তারপর তোকে বিয়ে করতে
তুমি যদি মরে যাও আমি তোমাকেই বিয়ে করব।
দেখো দেখো বিয়ে এত সোজা না।
5টা কমিশন
কয়টা?
5টা।
আমি জেডি সাফায়েত সম্রাজন স্যার এটা তো ভোটার আইডি কার্ড স্যার।
বাড়িতেই করবেন নাকি হোটেলে?
না না আপনি যেমনটা ভাবছেন বিষয়টা তা না আসলে। হ্যাঁ আপনি তো করবেন।
তোমাকে দিয়ে হবে না আমি জানতাম শুধু শুধু সময় নষ্ট করো না।
ভাই আপনি তো অনন্ত জলিল না যে অসম্ভবকে সম্ভব করে আপনার কাজ। জিমি জিমি জিমি
কি হচ্ছে?
আচ্ছা 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 আঙ্গের একদম বইরা দিমু যাচ্ছে সব বাইট কর।
শর্ত বিয়ে বিয়ে শর্ত বিয়ে বিয়ে।
ভাই যে বয়সে মানুষ গার্লফ্রেন্ডের কামড় খায় সে বয়সে আপনি কুত্তার কামড় খেয়ে হাসপাতালে ভর্তি হয়েছেন।
để xem có nên lắp cửa nang. Thừa thì bớt 2 lần nhưng mà qua đây kiếm tiền để bớt nha. Chẳng mà sao chúng nó cứ chơi ở đây, kiếm tiền để bớt ở đây ạ. Ra chúng nó có bày ở đây thì anh cũng bày ở đây rồi, kiếm quan đi bớt. Rồi ra khỏi xe rồi. Kinh red ra kinh red thờ red luôn, chuẩn form vậy thầy ơi. Sojin này, Sojin khả năng này, kiếm đồ cho Asia rồi, có quan trọng gì ra đâu, sắp đủ đồ. Bình chiến linh đầu ra quan oan giỏi mà cho hiệu thần dừng thực sự là hợp lý đấy thầy. Qua là hợp lý. Luận đầu à để tài chính con tắc kè phải thần dừng cũng vậy, tắc kè loài mắt. Lắc đi à? Lắc đi ra sau. À, đẹp đấy nhỉ, đẹp đấy. Là đẹp. Không sao đâu bạn ơi. Không sao. Ngồi đầu. Mình không biết. Bay nhanh bay đét vào, bay tỷ lap, phải không vậy? Ta tính chưa? Biết chưa? Biết rồi. Biết rồi chịu rồi, phải bay trên đỉnh một lúc mới xuống. Wow, có phần nữa theo hết 38. Ui, eo thua được mà, cái này thua được mà, chôn không? Quà sinh nhật là trai quý nhở, thua được mà, mình thua thằng này mà, may sang này vậy. Ok, đấy, đây và để đã tự di chuyển, là thầy di chuyển, là thầy chỉnh hai bên là xong. Binh không phải, binh không phải, binh không thầy ơi, binh không thầy ơi, binh không thầy ơi, binh không thầy ơi, binh, ai á, chôn tao. M là nó 50m. Nhanh tao. Từ rồi. Mắc thêm. 7. Ghét. Chuẩn không nhỉ? Bay sự nhét đấy. Đấy là biệt. Vậy gì hay à, mảnh rất nhiều mảnh nha, rất nhiều mảnh cung luôn mà. Thôi xin cái mảnh lấy đồ cho oan vậy, thêm cái giáp máu nữa, kiếp cái mấy cái mảnh cũng hết sạch mà. Anh lấy mảnh còn lại.
আপনি কিন্তু দেখতে যথেষ্ট সুন্দরী একজন মানুষ, দেখতে বেশ রোমান্টিক। যেন শেক্সপিয়ারের নাটকের কোনো নায়িকার মতো। ভেবেছিলাম, কিন্তু আপনি তো পুরোটাই মর্মান্তিক। যে কোনো মানুষ আপনাকে দেখে মর্মাহত হতে পারে।
এইখানে গাড়ি থামা।
আমার হালকা হতে 1 মাস সময় লেগেছে।
আপনার 1 মাস সময় লাগে? আমার হালকা হতে তো 1 মিনিট লাগে।
আমার কাছে মনে হয় জীবনসঙ্গী এমন হওয়া উচিত যার সাথে আপনি প্রতিটা মুহূর্ত উপভোগ করতে পারবেন, সারাক্ষণ খুনসুটিতে মেতে থাকতে পারবেন এবং তার মনে এমনভাবে বসবাস করবেন যে আপনার দিকে সে একটাবার তাকালেই বলে দিতে পারবে যে তার বেঁচে থাকার কারণই আপনি।
পথে চলতে চলতে, কথা বলতে বলতে, কখন যেন হলে আমার
জানি গল্পে গল্পে মিশে অল্পে অল্পে আমিও হয়ে গেছি তোমার।
ছোট ছোট ভুল ফুটে হলো ফুল যে তোমাকে পেলাম,
গুটি গুটি পায়ে স্বপ্নের নাই আমি ভেসে গেলাম।
আপনি কি মনে করেছেন একজন মানুষ আমার জীবন থেকে চলে গিয়েছে এবং আপনি সেই সুযোগটা কাজে লাগিয়ে আপনার ফিলিংস গুলো আমার কাছে এক্সপ্রেস করবেন আর আমি সেটা হ্যাপিলি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে নিব? এই হচ্ছে আপনার বন্ধুত্বের নমুনা?
রোদের পাখি তোর শহরে আমার মনের স্বপ্ন ঘিরে, ওরে পাখি ওরে সারাক্ষণ তোর শহরে বৃষ্টি হলে ভিজে আমার মন।
Hai trăm láp Win Perfect Island à? Giống em chợ suy nghĩ cái chứ cho ngay cái có tài hiệu 210 láp 42 tỷ 2 triệu một lần có chờ nhầm ôi không còn 100 để bớt 6 15 cái lại sửa binh chỉ linh ấy bay một chỉ linh điên chương 8 này làm chi một cây đai máu nữa sử dụng làm cái giáp máu à đây hả một bên anh không có gì em nghĩ khỏe đấy nhưng mà xếp sai bên khác xếp bên là thắng đấy chuyện đấy đúng là 2 bạn nữa chuyện này cái này 33 triệu start rồi tiền cái chứ ngon vừa lên 8 đất và 8 đủ gì con ta xét này không muốn đâu cái này chọn hơn đấy ra xin ra rồi ngon này tôi xếp tiền lên anh chị 30 tiền nữa nhanh không ra vấn đề ra xong ra chim rồi đủ tiền hoặc cái nó nhảy đá gì đó chơi ra được nó lại quay nhiều lên quay mắt rồi anh thầm trong mắt rồi, có nguy không? Anh em tôi. Anh em biết nguy sao? Mà lắm mắt người ta sao? Người xuống. Rồi lắp con sinh ra và xong là 57 đi. Sinh viên con thứ nhất ăn rồi, còn bà sinh viên cũng xanh rồi. Quỷ à, mới thua. Thì ai cái đánh hay đấy. Bây giờ anh bốc lửa từ đó đến giờ anh hay vậy, anh hay như điên mà chịu trốn. Cung à, cung xanh à, đáy máu, đáy máu à đây đây, đúng ra thì buồn lắm rồi, buồn lắm em ơi, biết trách ơi đấu lên được rồi. Ôi 18 máu 2 sao nữa. Thiếu tận 68 tiền cơ. Mới có 53 tiền. Chưa đủ. May nữa không thầy. May như hack rồi. May khác thì hack đâu. Mình phải áp file được mà. Asma. Chi nhất lava dragon. À cái cục lava phế mà. Thầy khỏe hơn. Vừa này đánh oan nó còn chết cơ. Thằng thì top 1. À bạn cao thằng top 1 vậy. Thắng top 1 này. Nếu sao thắng là thằng top 1 rồi. Phải thắng không vậy? Bắn nhỉ. Nhanh biết. Thắng đi. Chưa thắng rồi, gần thắng. Khiếp, phải bắn toàn để chiêu bắn được mà. Đéo có đam. What the hell, 5 phép. Chiều rồi. Toàn 5 phép ạ. Ra gì à? Ra sẽ khổ.
ভালোবাসা সুন্দর, ভালোবাসাও সুন্দর। মানুষ নিজের অজান্তেই ভালোবেসে ফেলে।
আমার মনে হয় কি জানেন, আপনার মতো জানাশোনা কাউকে না আমার বিয়ে করা উচিত।
এটা কি উপলক্ষে?
ম্যাডাম ফুলটা গ্রহণ করুন, তারপরে বলতেছি।
ভোটার আইডি কার্ডে যার স্বাক্ষরের জায়গায় টিপসই দেয় এখানে কেউ ডাক্তার।
এই দুইজনের মধ্যে যে আগে ম্যাডামের মন জয় করতে পারবে ম্যাডাম তার।
একদিন না দেখলে তোমায় বন্ধু আন্ধার লাগে সব, তোমার এই প্রেমে এমনই টান।
রোগীদের তো ডক্টরের কাছে আসলে ব্যথা কমে যায়, আপনি তো উল্টো বলবেন। আপনি কি উল্টা?
তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মরিয়া, তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মরিয়া, যেও না বন্ধু আমার ভুলিয়া।
আমার মনে হয় আমার সমস্যা কপালে। ম্যাডাম আমার কপালে নেই, আমার কপালে আছে দাগ।
Video 1 ngày 2 tháng 7 2024, binh chia lình. Let's go boy. Ô không, cái gì hiện trên màn hình của tôi vậy? Rồi sẽ quay tiếp cái trò lò lò là màu này. Đây, từ anh chỉnh cho nó thẳng bên cộng 10%, good landing, hạ cánh tốt, chỉnh tiếp. Đây á, đúng rồi. Chuẩn không? Chuẩn không? À, học học, từ từ. Bên 15 lap rồi á. Sẽ muốn bút bút này. Vào Discord á. Không phải tiếp rồi. Anh cày xem đến bao giờ được 80 củ cái dòng ngoài thì anh vào anh quanh 10 lần. Vào 50 củ 10 lần. Cái cày cái vòng này sao tận 50 củ và thua. Nó một quay được, nó có đủ tiền quay vòng này. Cú chết rồi. Bên chia lên, bên chia lính. Chuẩn ông thầy. Kathleen thông đạo Diốt à? Rồi sao anh sao phải hạ cánh rồi? Bình. Thầy cho nó xoay tròn nhé. Đây rồi đây. Fake nhá. Đi 10 lap này. Perfect không? Perfect. Đây, perfect. Bình. Gì đây? Đây à? Không ai ơi, không phải đâu. Cơ sở đấy là trụ sở chính, quan chủ để sống nhiều công ý quan chủ lại hướng Hà Đông công cho nóng đang nóng này là gì lá nhu bộ khởi đầu vấn thiên cung khởi đầu bố ngon này nhau ngon rồi đánh ngon rồi đánh ngon mày thì đánh ngon thần dương đính mạch bình và vẽ biết đâu hiểu được mà nó cũng chuẩn chỉ chứ cái khổng lồ chỉ lấy một cái đéo là nhét lên cái khổng lồ vậy sao Linh trên Linh không nhặt trước lần nữa. Hello guys, tao nhìn chat trên Chinh Choang kìa, với tên Trung Quốc ra này. Đây có thằng điên xin ở Flipet, mày có thích Flipet không? Có thằng con lợn này 34 tỷ nhỉ, bay đến 80 triệu mời đồng yes bay rồi nguyên nhà đéo giờ đánh nguyên nhà vào không chết một con chữ đấy như phải đét thì mấy con này ở dưới mình sẽ quay một cười nó chịu mà tắc kẻ này nhìn như con nhái bên chia lên không đúng vậy nghiêng rồi ai đánh bộ khởi đầu đúng không vậy đọc một tướng à không ai đánh bộ khởi đầu cũng thầy à thôi thầy xin phép vậy còn tiền 3 sao tiếp 3 để check bài á trong có thằng đánh á này có oan thì sao không phải đánh thần rừng chữ đâu hiệu này đánh thần suốt cho Dạ.
তোমাকে 15 লাখ টাকাই দিতে হবে। তুমি যদি দিতে না পারো তোমার বাবাকে কল দাও। তোমার যত জমি জিরাত বাড়িতে যা যা আছে এগুলো বেচা হইলেও তোমরা আমাদের টাকা পাই পাই করে শোধ করবা।
একটা ব্যাপার কি খেয়াল করছো, শহরে কিন্তু দুইটা রূপ, রাতের এক রূপ, দিনের আর এক।
বেঁধেছি ঘর হৃদয়ের পর গাঢ় সবুজ ওই গহীন বনে।
আরে ব্রো, সবসময় চিল থাকতে হবে, কিচ্ছু মাথায় নেওয়া যাবে না।
ভালোবাসা হচ্ছে একজন আরেকজনের উপর ভরসা করে, একজন আরেকজনের হাতের উপর হাত রেখে এই জীবনটা কাটিয়ে দেয়। কিছু মানুষ এই রাত জেগে থাকে আর টাকার বিনিময়ে সুখ খোঁজে। বসুন।
এখন তো সিরিয়াস হওয়া উচিত, তাই না? আমি তো কোথাও যাচ্ছি না পার্টি করতে, তুমি কেন যাচ্ছ? কেন বন্ধ করতে পারতেছো না বলো তো? কার যে কোথায় সুখ সেটা তার প্রিয় মানুষটাও কখনো জানতে পারে না।
পাশাপাশি তবু যাচ্ছি বিপরীতে, কাছাকাছি তবু যাচ্ছি বহু দূরে।
হাই, ইউ লুক গুড।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Video 4 ngày mùng 6 tháng tới đúng không? 16 tháng 7 thôi chưa nhắc nhiều. Anh sẽ quay một cái quả mũ đi. Từ từ người này, nói tôi xịn để thế kia. Sao không được nào cái quả mũ liền bắt lên thì tôi cũng không vào. Lên được mua tiếp theo sẽ có căng đấy. Đây có một quay, một quay. What the hell? Báo tạm chí. Tức là một em mày thông báo lại cái gì tôi báo báo. Báo quả mũ á. Yes sir. Rồi, cầm mình. Thế rồi, qua về quân của thầy. Qua ai về này đấy đập. Qua ai về quân đấy đi. Xong anh thầy quân mới đi tập lại ấy. Đây là nó tập chiêu chiêu ấy. Đây tập mấy một tí. Tao bảo là xong mày tập mấy một tí thế. Tao cho tao tập một bài phải máy kiểu phải một lấy set ấy. 3-4 set này. Tao bảo xong nó cứ tập mỗi máy một lần trong 3 phút. Tao hỏi tao mày tập máy một tí thế là bảo là nó mới tập lại nghe chiêu chiêu tí. Nó chỉ mua đến 2 tuần đấy. Tập máy một tí. Chết đấy. Mày dùng kính khi ra ta là nó rồi ép đi cái chắn ép đi. Hoàng Minh Tuấn buổi tối bận bởi vì sao? Vì đi với cả người yêu nên là không dám bảo anh ở nhà quay coi mặt chua láo thật. Đi chơi với đi date quốc date người yêu mà dám bảo anh ở nhà quay mặt chua, đúng rồi. Số không? Đây. Anh có làm nó vô. Broccoli. Tôi chơi vậy sao? Phải bốc khói rồi mà, lần này bốc lửa hay lần này tên là bốc lửa cái gì? 700 tỷ, mang 700 tỷ à? Mày phát một chi liền không? Một chi liền luôn mà. Vừa thằng lắp này 5 lắp cho nó không dài ngã rồi. Quay đều quay. Yes. Wow, trời,牛逼Skidoo toilet đấy à? Anh có vẻ thằng cháu của em gọi Skidoo toilet đấy à? Không biết một cái gì. Đó, ý, nhưng mà nó không, mẹ nó cứ kiểu sợ nó không biết gì ấy, kiểu thế. Làm xa lắm người ở Bắc Từ Liêm, ở đoạn mà gần cái ở ấy, gần cái mà Westlake ấy, nó tên Westlake ấy, đi qua cả trường về của Hoàng Dũng, đi qua cả trường Hoàng Dũng, tận đấy cơ. Một người em bảo nó là vào mấy cái group của Lotte hoặc là gì đấy ấy, mà xem bọn nó khắc đăng bài tuyển mà, xong rồi xem mày ở đâu người ta khắc sắp xếp cho qua vị trí chỗ làm mà cái kiểu ấy. Nó tè không biết area hình như là phải làm một cương xin luôn ở cái chỗ đấy thôi, ở đâu cái quả sập của cây là Vinmart này nó sắp xếp theo kiểu chỗ ở. Yes, ta xem vị trí ở đó nó ở đâu. Nhưng mà thằng cháu mày học trường ý là định học công nghiệp á? Công nghiệp thì chuồn tàu à? Năm 2 rồi chuồn tàu sao đéo đâu? Mày có cái gì? 14,2 tuổi, kinh vậy ghê vậy chồng, ghê vậy. Tao hiểu coi như skeleton dẻo tập đó, tao chỉ đó tập với cái mà tay nó như skeleton luôn, tại tay nó dài xong rồi lại còn gầy ấy. Nó 58 cân, vừa bọn tao về bọn tao cân 58 cân em. Em quay ở trong cái quả sự kiện đúng không? Con này em quay trong sự kiện đúng không? Cái mũ em, quả trứng mũ này. Yes, hình game mà. Ý nhá. Chúng ta. Nha. Rồi này. Sao tôi tưởng vừa là chị. Chùa có cho không? Tết cái thằng yêu khôi, cái thằng yêu khôi, lấy thằng đâu, thằng năm bay để độ cao gì? Gì em quay con mi thích trong này chưa vào sự chuyện ảo ấy của em ơi. Sự kinh khủng ấy. Còn đấy thằng nó vui, nó bảo là nó mới đi tập lâu rồi, nó không tập đây, tập lại nó tập chill. có máy tầm một tí mà giao chôn búa. Tao đang tập máy này xong nó cứ bảo ê ra kia đi, what the hell, chôn tao. Đang đợi ra, đợi tí check xem nó ra giảm giá hè chứ. Tháng này tháng hàng. Mình tới nhau. 6 thông báo mới. Tao đăng bài. Đâu? Admin có lên lập. Nó đăng bài là admin có lên lập quản lý một group các member tập tại ở Nguyễn Lương Bằng để anh chị em giao lưu học hỏi xe duyên với nhau không nhỉ? Kinh ấy. Gì vậy? Gì ấy nhỉ? Nó đăng vào này, từ từ ta xem. Học rồi Bún ơi. Nó đang đăng bài sale gì đây? Đăng từ ngày bao nhiêu đấy? Đăng từ 3 ngày trước. Nó đang sale hè. Thằng nào nếu mà mày cũng có kích hoạt tháng sau. Nếu mày có đi tập, không đi tập luôn không nếu. Mày ăn nhậu à? Đâu thế? Gì đấy, cái nó chết nhỉ, đấm cho mày là. Kiếp thằng này xịn đấy. Xịn này ngủ rồi đấy, còn chia. Hai con bạch tuộc ở đâu ấy? Chúng ta. Bọn thấy chúng ta trả tiền. Bọn đấy quỷ tiền. Bọn đấy lúc nào trả tiền. Nhưng mà đấy lúc nào trả tiền ngay không mà thiếu đâu. Lại nó đuổi nhân viên liên tục. Đi cầm biết đâu ăn là sẽ là lâu dài đấy. Đi cầm biết đâu ăn mà nên hào hỏng ngày chết. Quá tời nó nhưng mà sao nó không nói lại anh bảo sao thằng này nó không tự đi năm 2 mà anh tưởng là cái thằng mới đi xong cơ, anh tưởng thế, anh tưởng là cái thằng mới đi xong luôn này. Thằng ấy chắc là đang chơi rồi, đang chơi foil rồi, đang chơi foiling rồi. Còn đang chơi mày ngoại nó quá của tao à, tao phiền đâu mày làm phiền thằng Vương của tao à? Không biết mày đóng cửa ấy, ca tối mà 10:30 tầm đấy thì có thể đấy. Em lên cô mới rồi đúng không? À đúng rồi, mất 3 lần reward mà lần thứ nhất 2,5 tỷ à. Là lạ nhỉ? Thấy thằng cháu cũng là lạ nhỉ? Không phải